Good morning, Age of Origins, guys. We just had Void, or should I say Head of State, first round. We'll just say Void because that's exactly what it fucking was Void. And my nation, I might as well go ahead because there's going to be people talking about it. We got creamed, like worse than creamed, almost doubled. Pretty bad. 736 got 9.6, 616 got 15.9. And yes, Hellfish did get zeroed out. Our 41 got zeroed out. I don't know. I don't know. He wasn't online, but that it is what it is. But they will be going up against next week. They'll be going up against 732 with Archie. Archie's a strong motherfucker, so it should be fun. We're gonna jump right into this. Right, I don't want to waste too much time, but we're gonna go start right there. Okay, we have 670 versus 791. Looks like 791 took the win, 10.9 to 12.4. 717 versus 588, 22.2 to 14. Holy shit, these numbers are just crazy, crazy, crazy. And it looks like 717 took the win on that one. 552 versus 767. 767 took that win. 877 versus 737, and 737 took the one on that one. Wow, wow, I'm that's pretty big. That's pretty big, but I don't really know too much about 877. So, anyone from 670, or I know all these nations. Want to talk about their void real quick? See if we got any pictures and whatnot up in here. Nope, there's not. So, anyone from these nations? No? Okay. All right, we're moving on to, I think, League Guide, you're next. Were you next? Nope, nope. Got a couple more before you. All right. Next is... we got 1089 versus 1037. Looks like 1037 took the win. 1014 versus 965. 1014 took that W on that one. And then 1016 versus 973. 973 took the win. 994 versus 1047. 1047 took that win. I mean, these are lower numbers, but they're still in the thousands. So let's check out some of these reports real quick.
That was the how we entered the kill event actually. That
Oh, so
screen.
that was before.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was before, and I sent the ending as well because we got fucked, kind of like you were.
Yeah. Yeah, 994, 10. Okay, so yeah. I mean, but they're pretty much the same outcomes. 1037 1.
Yeah.
No, 1089 1. 1065 1. Oh, that was a close one right here. But 973 took the W. And then 1047. So what happened? Like some big
I
hits.
mean, we have fun. We got fucked. We won a couple ones. I think I didn't even share a few that we won. But point is that if someone from 1047 is listened or is gonna hear this, they can't complain that we didn't show up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we tried, and normally when or I've seen other nations when they're losing and there's a big gap because we enter with like a billion difference gap to the event.
Hmm.
Normally you don't even try, and mostly when you know that the other guy have couple big hitters, right?
Right.
So but still we try, we show up, we try to fight, so um even though
Looks like
we
a lot of
lose.
looks
But
like a lot of leaking.
Yeah, that's.
um I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know, but at least on my point of view, we try, even though we make a couple mistakes or many
It's
mistakes. But
is was this your stats or is this the opposite team?
oh no, that's one of them, one of their big guys. No, I wish those were mine. I
And this is in
was
the 10. This
showing
is in
that.
the. That's 1047 with those kind of stats already. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I was showing because these guys, they're young nation, and they have a couple guys that their stats look kind of pretty similar. They're pretty solid, and they are aggressive to fight.
Well, well, I mean, here's the thing: would you rather go up against players that just sit underneath a bubble the whole entire time,
Of course not. Of
or
course
would you
not.
rather lose some troops and fight?
No, absolutely not. I rather lose troops. Actually, I lost about 5 million BP in troops. This boy,
That's not bad.
and uh,
No, I said that's not too bad. 5 million.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I know it's not bad, but troops are meant to be, you know,
They're meant to
use
die.
it,
They're meant to die. It's
they're
like
meant to die, you
I
know,
I
and,
think
and, and die obviously in a smart way, not just like
yeah.
fucking idiot, right?
I,
Obviously.
I think
Uh,
once people in this game realize that troops are meant to die and having huge BP could actually be a curse, I think people will
well,
start
yeah,
playing.
so yeah, 100%. At the
So
end of, I think it was like 30 minutes before the ending, we have this guy on the second alliance that his BP, he's C35. But imagine him having him in between 40 and I think it was 40 or 45 BP million.
oh man, I would
So,
35 or
so imagine,
45 minutes. Yeah, that should have been taken care of
but
way
he was
before.
zero. He was zero.
Well, at least you ain't got to worry about it now.
Yeah, so he was zero. So I think it sounds like I'm an ass, but I'm happy about it because
It's one less
he
headache
was.
for you.
Uh,
One less headache. I would love to say
yeah.
congratulations to you, but it looks like you didn't get that
No,
W.
and the other thing is I was checking the overall points from the weekly. And that I forgot to post that, but my alliance is second from everyone else's from all the fucking event.
Well, congratulations on that part.
Yeah, it's something, right? Because that means that we fought, we show up even though we lose.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's the point, right? That's the
Is
that's exactly the point of the fucking event, right?
eh,
Showing up,
be
not
as
being
as
a fucking
long
coward.
as long as you took some kind of the techniques that they used against you, and you put that in your arsenal for like next void or so on and so forth, then even though it's a loss, it's still a win because next time you can
No,
use it.
but I mean that's the thing. I mean, we did the traps, we did everything, like the let's say the manual thing says, but they were just strong. They have like four guys. They are pretty strong.
Right.
So, and when they join in those attacks, we were, oh fuck you. So
Yeah.
nothing you can do against that.
Yes,
You
there
know.
is. There's one thing you can do actually. So,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you how to do that, what to do, and then I have to move on because I got a list growing. So
Yeah. Absolutely.
if
Go
you
ahead,
guys
man.
are if you guys are going into an attack and you see a bunch of reinforcements coming in that you know that you're gonna lose, you all need to hit that retreat button. Okay, hit that retreat button as soon as you possibly can. If you start like if you got 10 in there and you see 30 coming in, get out. Don't sit there and try to fight. Get out.
Yeah, retreat, retreat, get out,
Yep.
go, go, go.
Yeah, I
That's
know. I
what you
know.
need to do.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. We tried that. Yeah, we tried. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it wasn't perfect, but it was fun.
right.
Woody, look
That's
at the chat on and imagine how many times my chat said retreat during this,
Oh,
and then
dude.
go back, and then
All right. Hold on. Let me gotta mark my spot. Where at? Which one we're looking at? The bottom one?
I just put the bottom one. I just put it in.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Get out! Get out now!
Retreat, 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 go, go, go.
Holy cow!
All right, my bad.
All right. Wow. Yeah, that would But yeah, that retreat button is your favorite friend. Even if you're doing like like an SOS against a bigger city or so on and so forth. Now, when I say bigger city, I don't mean you're 34 hitting a 41. That's just stupid. Yeah, you might not lose troops, but you're giving a shitload of points away, and you're using your
Yeah.
heals. Okay, so don't be that person. Don't ever be that person. But if you're a 41 and you're going after another 41, and they might have, let's just say 100 BP, 100 million BP, and that you catch them with their Titans out, send, hit that SOS, exterminate, so on and so forth, and hit that retreat before they get their Titans or reinforcements in there. That's the best way
Yeah.
to do it.
100%.
Best way to do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but got to move on. Thank you for
I.
coming. Okay, so next we got 621 versus 285. So that is Irish Mex, Billy the Kid versus Lumberg's Old Nation. 621 did take the victory, 18.4 to 13.7 billion. High scoring. And Irish Mex did take the top, 1.2. Maverick came in second with 1.1. Billions. Wow. Billy, the kid, you got, oh, yeah, you do got some reports. I want to see some of these reports. Okay, it's 11-1.
Yeah,
Wait.
there wasn't too many really big hits. No, Big Bird did comment there in the comment section, but he's driving. Yeah, we don't really know their situation right now in that nation, but it was kind of one of those voids where you're kind of just, getting out of the game and then coming back in to see if you can get a hit. But yeah, it was kind of boring.
Kind of boring, yeah. I know, I get that. I mean, we all want good, good ones, but unfortunately, sometimes when you have a big player that's in there, you got to remember this, is that people are intimidated. They know those names. They know who you are. So they're very on their tippy toes, walking on ice, kind of deal. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah.
sometimes you just got to do those traps. You got to set them up, and we did one to Big Bad Wolf, but we didn't win that one. We did not win that one. Real quick,
Yeah.
so what we did was they were doing the whole fake flag thing. So, and then when we send reinforcements to a flag or to a city or so on and so forth, they had a lot of reinforcements. So we kind of figured out that if we send, like, I think it was like T9s, I might got the report. Either way, like T9s to a flag, and they all send it. Where's the defense? I think it was this one. Yeah. No. Where is it? Either way, when they all send to that flag, we all went after
Right.
Big Bad Wolves, which did not go good at all. Did not go good at all.
Yeah.
Regardless, I didn't know he had 21 million troops in there. He's only got 107. He only had 177 million BP. But what he did have, and don't laugh.
Yeah, that was all T1, baby.
Yep.
What?
That was all. That's that good old meat shield.
Yep.
When we clapped Big Bad Wolf and GFK back in the day, like a year or so ago.
I remember that.
And I remember looking at all those losses, and I was like, man, that's a lot of losses. And then I scrolled down to the bottom, and like, mind you, he lost a lot of BP in that hit, but
yeah,
because we succeeded. But yeah, a good portion of it, like I feel like 30% of his losses was T4 and under. So it's good.
That's wild.
That's this is something like for
those guys that are in that BP range, that hittable BP range, that 150 to say 250. Depending on your stats, you really should have that meat shield, for the potential of getting whapped like that, because that'll be your losses.
That's something I'm going to be doing. That's something I'm going to be doing, because in reality, like after he healed and all that stuff, he didn't really lose many. Look, he lost. We'll just say what, like 150, 200, 200,000 actually good, good solid troops. He didn't lose much.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
No, he lost nothing. He didn't lose anything.
Pretty much. They were all. So I mean, that was smart, and that's something that.
And you guys retreated out of that, I'm assuming.
What's that?
Did you guys retreat out of that?
I did. Kay did. A couple. You know what? Let's just go ahead and watch the video. Um, I wish I was online for the Hellfish attack. Yeah, I would have sent reinforcements and died, but I didn't get the video clip of it, nor did I even see the video part of it. Yeah, we did hit retreat
Yeah.
because if there was a lot more coming, put it that way. I stayed in a little bit longer.
Yeah, so that's not a horrible attack. I mean, it could have been a lot worse for
Yeah.
you know, for the 20 or so guys that went, you know. So yeah,
Oh
because
yeah,
when
you
I
had
looked at
four
the
that
points, I
retreated,
was like,
Wood.
it should have been a lot more points his way, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, exactly my point. Like,
So
imagine.
the retreat button helped on you guys, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely did. I mean, regardless if we killed 3 million and they killed
Yeah,
3.1, if we would have stayed in there, he would have
yeah, it would have
easily
been double
killed,
that.
yeah, like
It would have been
5 or
double that.
6 million he would have killed. So,
Well,
like,
I look at points. I don't care about the troops, kind of like you were saying earlier. So I just look at the point difference. Like it would have been like 80 million as
yeah,
opposed to the 37 or so that you're showing there.
easily, easily. And the dude's strong. Like,
Oh yeah, man, he wasn't an easy clip.
no, he
That's
was
for
not.
sure.
He's
But
strong.
we slam bammed him though. He didn't. We found him as soon as he poured it in, and he was all by himself basically, and he got mollywopped, man. But I don't think I think he learned his lesson from fighting alone because
I
now look what he's doing,
I agree.
and
I agree.
they're turning up over there, So shout out to those guys because I've seen nothing in the last 6 months or so, but good reports out of that nation. I don't know if they're winning or losing or what, but
Oh, dude,
I see nothing but
they smoked us,
40
dude.
40 plus attacks like numerous times, so.
They freaking smoked us, huh? Like, dude. Let's see. Yeah, straight smoked us.
Hey, Woody, this is Big Bird. I can add a little bit of color on top of Billy the Kid's comments
Yeah,
if now's the right time.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so we were down about 580-ish million going into kill event. I think there was some concern that 285 is an older nation. They're going to have good bubble discipline, and I would echo what Billy said that there weren't a lot of big battles for us. It was more grinding out points. And I thought the team played well, but also the nation played well. The thing that I'd point out is, our number 2 alliance, FYF, our number 3 alliance, LXA, and our number 4 alliance,
Mm-hmm.
MFM. In the alliance rankings at the end of the week, they all did better than the corresponding number 2 through 4 alliances in 285. So, I thought the nation as a whole played well in addition to just KGK. But, there were long periods of boredom for this void. And, that was to be expected. But we did have some concern that we weren't going to be able to close the gap against an older nation that's pretty disciplined. But, by getting creative and, doing some cross alliance work, we were able to generate some opportunities.
Yeah, that the whole trapping thing and trying to bait that it's this. It can go good or it can go bad. It's funny. It's like when we try to do that, they already know what you're doing before you do it. Like they know. They're just hoping that they got more people online when it comes down to it. But
Facts.
that seriously, you see a city there, bubbled, not bubbled, but fogged up, and the whole alliance is just dead quiet. You know it's a trap. Like you just hope, okay, I hope we got more people than they do. Let's go. And then you find out you don't. But that's all part of the game. All right, next.
Yeah, I think LG could speak to this a little bit, but if there's a trap, there's ways to get points regardless of the numbers you got, as long as you got the right numbers, so to speak.
Right.
You can plot before the battle gets bad and still come away with points. The risk there is that if you burn their traps a couple times that way, they'll stop doing them. So you want to figure out how to, get them to keep doing those as you can get some people online and start to build up some numbers for the really big hit that, the big battles that we all want to see in Void.
Yeah, those big battles. I love those big battles. You know, even if you lose them, they're still like they're active. You know, like thank God they're
Makes the
active.
blood pump. That's why. It's like it's why us middle-aged men like this game. We don't do cocaine or anything like that anymore. So it's like this is what makes our blood go these days.
Facts. That's facts right there. I will.
It's just,
We
it's
did.
so true.
We did get like one or couple good hits, but not many. Not many.
I mean, just going off what Big Bird was saying. I mean, there's an art. It's the art of war. That's what this is. It's all about strategy. About it ain't easy. To get those 285 nations that are bubble disciplined. I think that's Lumberg's nation, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Right?
Lumber's Nation.
Yeah, yeah. So or old whatever, So like, yeah, those guys know the game. So it's going to be difficult to get those guys out of their traps. Those guys are more prone to defense these days. Because they're split nations. They're not really focused anymore, right? Like they were maybe a year or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
They still play, but that particular nation I know is split into like two or maybe three alliances, really.
I think it was
And
three. Yeah, I think it was three.
so the long and short of it is, when a nation's split like that, they can't compete against the 6-2-1. They just can't, and I think that they know that, in the grand scheme of things. And, they're going to try to get themselves one or two good little traps in there, which I'm pretty sure I saw a report from Mel Big Bird. They got you guys on a decent 45-man defense or some shit like that. But the war was already over, just made the blood pump a little bit there for a few seconds.
Yeah.
And that's really about it. So yeah, I mean, I love the art of war, trying to get these guys in or out. Going back to that report I just shared a moment ago, 17 versus whatever 70. We were fresh off of Elite War. They set a great bouncing bubble trap, and I respect it. We had 70, 85, whatever online, ready to take them to Pound Town, and they let most of our guys bounce off, and they caught the last 15, 20 of us.
Oh.
And they're so retreat. It's the only thing you can do. Like the moment I saw it, I knew it was going to happen as soon as I bounced. I was like, fuck. And and so but hey, that's the art of war. And then they open the trap for us again 2 seconds later. No, we're not that dumb. Like, if you want to attack, you're down 4 billion or whatever it was you were down. If you want to go up to the the overall event, we kind of just, as soon as the reset happened, there was an 80 million BP EMP city just sitting there, and we all know that there's some people online at reset and,
Yeah.
all those things. And, we didn't care, it's like, hey guys, as fast as meet me there, I'll meet you there. and that's how that went, and it was 20 versus 35 or some shit like that. And they took to Pound Town, and that guy got zeroed. And so yeah, I mean, it's it's the art of war. You take risks and you have fun, but it sucks. Like, I spent the entire weekend chuckling at the 385-439 void. Just pistols and Barry going back and forth on Barry's server. It was hilarious. And but that's the that's the art of war, man. And if somebody goes against you, and and they feel like you're just a better nation, but they got more people and can beat you in the first 4 phases, man, they will.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of nations out there doing that these days because they don't want to fight. Nations like 385, 425, 621, they just don't want to fight.
See, here's my question. I don't want to take any kind of victory away from 616 because they deserved it. But like, we only got 2 nations in our in 736. They have 6 nations in there. Like, what's up with this matchup stuff? Like,
I mean, that's your fault for getting too big, man, and doing well in void. Like, so there's nothing.
We were 75% flat. Like that. That's where we're at. That's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Man. Like,
I mean, I have the same complaint because I'm going up against fucking World One nations, 163s and and 246s and all this shit. I'd rather be playing, some 616s, guys I grew up with in the game, blah 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 blah, But I'm not, because why? Fucking, I don't know. I blame Mental. Shout out to Mental, for coming in, getting us all fat and shit.
Well, I
yeah, I
mean,
mean,
you're fat too, though, man.
yeah, no, for sure. But at the end of the day, like, that's what we get for getting fat, is, going down there. If you look at my nation chat right now, I recently had one of my R4s post, make sure all your officers and your shit's turned off, on your farms, your second accounts and all that crapola. I'm not trying to add to the nation BP if I don't have to, especially anybody in the top 10 alliances.
Yeah.
So it's just like, let's just do our best. And, cause it's a thing, man, because I don't want to be stuck down fighting the same 5 nations over and over and over again. That'll make me, not enjoy the game anymore.
No. Yeah.
So
I agree. Like having to like literally spend that much money, and it's not just one person;
yeah.
it's everyone having
Yeah, a
to.
lot of people have that same, but if you go back a year from now or a year and a half from now on this same podcast and the same voice, I probably said something along the lines of, I want to go down to those older nations and fight the 52s and the 269, and okay, well, now I've done it. I'm just like, all right, it's not fun because those guys are, as Big Bird just described, they know the game. The
Mhm.
bubbles are good. You're going to get one shot, like Eminem, one shot, one opportunity, right, to make or break the event if it's close. And if you don't win that one battle, it's a wrap because
Yeah.
those guys are shielding the rest of the event. So those are and that's what leadership's for, and that's what strategy's for, and that's what the art of war is for, is making the right decisions at the right times. Because whatever.
And the thing is, it's like people have to to learn the hard way, unfortunately, to understand what we're saying. Like like for instance, Big Bad Wolf, he learned the hard way when he went up against 425. Now he's a fucking monster, and he knows exactly what to do and how to piece his team together, and he did very well, very very well. But
Yeah,
LG, I don't
respect
want
that.
to sidetrack the live, but I'm curious if you're finding that the older nations are trying to push past 425 in phases 1 through 4, and if you
Bro,
guys are running up against that at all.
absolutely, man. Absolutely. Kidding me?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than that. They're putting us in a position where, I mean, the fucking cat in 246, I'm going up against him in Frenzy right now, but that prick fucking recruited 3.5 billion on us 2 voids ago.
jeez,
3.5 billion, bro. I've never recruited more than 500 million in my career in this game. And this prick jumps on in 3.5 billion. We go into phase 5 down 2 billion, bro. That shit's nuts to me, man.
yeah, you gotta go crazy. You gotta go crazy.
Nations like 255 will outfarm you, bro. Like, for real, outfarm you. Hundreds of millions of points.
Really?
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I've played 255 and Frenzy and shout out because they're my most respected nation in my mind. You just can't beat those guys, because they're well managed and everybody's on the same page and everybody works hard and you have to respect it. But that nation specifically, 255, will out-farm you billions of points, bro. Not like a couple 100 million. Like every farm, everybody's farming, bro. Every fucking city is active doing something. And on Monster Event. It's like, where the hell you guys get all this gas from? And you look in the top 100 and nobody's going crazy. But there's so many fucking cities doing it.
I feel
Because everybody's got 5 or 7 fucking farms and they're all farming and they're all killing monsters.
I feel that they save a lot of their fuel and a lot of their recruits, and they don't use them all at once. They just, they're going to use a 300 day.
Yeah, this is an easy nation. We save it. Yeah, it's exactly what they do, bro.
I mean, in these older
Hey,
nations,
Woody, this is Bayou from 255. How y'all doing?
hey,
Oh,
speaking
man.
of the man.
See?
So, what do you guys? What kind of things can you teach us, or like out farm? What?
Well, essentially what we're trying to do is get you to fight us during the KE. That we build up such a big lead that you guys are wanting to open up and let's go at it with each other. Let's have some fun. Let's lose some troops. Let's let's get in some big battles and let's see what happens.
You know, I love hearing you say, "Let's lose some troops." I love hearing saying that because that's like, no, I'm being serious because that
It's
is
so
like
true, man.
people are
Those are the best
scared.
voids.
Yeah, people are scared to lose troops.
I was
Like,
chatting with Oracle this morning on Discord before you went live, and we were sharing some reports back and forth from the voids or whatnot. And she's like, "Oh, you know, when I showed her the points from 163425, she's, I love when the points are that high. They're so fun. Blah 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 blah. You know." And so yeah, I have the utmost respect for 255. They do their thing for sure. And 425 attempts to do the same thing, you know, especially while, you know, Mental is building his troops, you know, whatever that looks like until he stops. You know,
I don't think
we
he's gonna.
pretty much,
I don't think
like,
he's gonna stop.
I didn't recruit a single troop this void, you know, because
Ooh.
we were up, I think, like, I don't know, I think like 800 or 900 million, something along those lines, going into kill event. This, and we do the same concept. We want you to come to us, you know, because all that fucking whiffing empty cities because of doomsday and shit, that shit's for the birds. Okay, we're winning. If you want to win this event, you got to come fight us. Come fight us, please. We want to fight, you know. But we're gonna fight on our terms, and you know, we're gonna try to fucking counter and kill your ass, and that's just how it works. And I believe 255 has the very similar mentality because, again, Oracle's a mentor of mine, so you know, it's like the way it's done, you know.
Remember those days where like when people didn't even hide their troops, they just poured into there and they just sent
Yeah.
like it
Yeah,
was
I
a
mean, I
straight
remember
brawl.
that was the thing. That was the thing. Oh, are we porting to the enemy nation? Nah, man, fuck going over there, dude. Bring them over here. So we have the advantage, and the moment that shield drops, it goes pop. And that's what happened to Big Bad Wolf. You know? That's what happened to Big Bad Wolf. You know, respectfully, you know, he's a great guy. But that's exactly what happened. A couple of my guys went over there and TikToked a couple of his dudes, and you know, he got the Discord message, "We need help," and he just ported to 425, which was a
Oh,
really bad mistake for him. But you know, again, you learn your lessons, and now he's
yeah,
doing his thing all over again.
he's
So those are
doing
the things I respect. You know,
he's doing what you guys did to him. He's doing to other people. So I mean,
yeah,
and I tell you what, even at 177 million BP, you know, the people we have online, he still bubbled after every hit. So I mean, he did not
yeah,
just
he's not
he
dumb.
bubbled.
Yeah, he better fucking bubble.
He bubbled.
You
So
know,
like, mad respect to 616. They did their thing. What's up with this report? 20 to
oh,
36.
that
Jeez.
was the 80 million BP city that had no shield at reset. And
Oh.
my chat pretty much said, "I'll meet you there." You know.
Was there any retreats or like? Nope.
I started a call retreat about halfway through this battle for us.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't need to, just because we were lagging so hard. It looked like we were losing really bad. So I started a call retreat, but I just stayed in because I didn't know if the chat, like, you know, everybody would get it. So I just stayed in. I would have died just to kind of protect people, I guess.
Right.
But the long and short of it is nah, we won it. You know, it's just like, as the game caught up, you know, like the blue bar started tilting our way, and I just stayed in, and well, a bunch of us stayed in for that matter. And yeah, what a great report. That guy got zeroed. You know,
Oh, so
I
you
caught
guys
him.
double tapped
I had
them,
a
huh?
second. I had a no double tap. That guy got hit like 30 times, bro.
Oh,
And then we farmed him. Nismo was farming him later in the event.
jeez.
They didn't want to attack, man. You know, going back to what the gentleman from 255 was saying, you know, we had a little bit of a lead. We kind of expected them to come our way and try to win the event because we just had them in frenzy, you know, in the last head of state in the finals, you know. So we were kind of expecting a little something out of them because it was void and, you know, whatever. And long and short of it, they didn't want to come to us, you know.
They might
So
have.
I get
How did How
even,
did Chi get 2.5?
you know, like, when I'm the type of guy that, you know, if we have a big lead, I let people kind of do what they want. You guys want to go set stupid traps, go set stupid traps. You
Gotcha.
know, just don't do it to the, you know, to the extent that we're going to, you know, it's basically a 3 billion buffer. If we have more than a 3 billion lead, you can play around a little bit, you know, and that's pretty much what that is. So I'm assuming a majority of those points are stupid traps because she's notorious right? The Chiro chick, whatever. She
Yeah.
flies in bands. She has 3 or 4 people that are either her cities or people that just follow her and defend her. Whatever. That's all they do is set a little trap with like a little C-36 somewhere and wait for some idiot stick to come by, and there's 4 C-41s in there really quickly. You can't attack her either because those guys are waiting to defend. The
Right.
bubbles never fall or anything like that. They're only in our nation to defend. So the long and short of it is yeah, I mean, people were doing their thing, and she can get points very easily in any attack.
Right.
And
Right.
she lost a shit ton of troops too, just hammering traps with my second alliance and Mott. She was losing fleet after fleet. I could probably go steal some off my nation chat, but she was losing fleet after fleet just trying to get first place. So it's like, I don't do shit like that, like my points are real kill your fucking troops points. She's over there pounding her head against the wall trying to get first place for a couple of thousand merit. It's like, all right, do your thing, baby girl.
Yeah. Do your thing. You want the overall win. She wanted a tyrant. The tyrant.
Yeah, I'm gonna likely fight for the season award type deal. I'd like to, but again, I'm not sure I'm a spender, but I don't spend to get that thing.
Yeah. I think.
As long as 425's winning and all the above. But the next morning, like EMP didn't want to fight us, man. The next morning, those guys had hit us with that 70-man trap. I showed it earlier. And we were fresh out of Elite War, man. We had 85 or so online ready to pound their heads in. And, we got that little bouncing bubble trap. But, man, with 70 people online, you'd figure they would attack something, man. They just didn't, which just blows my mind.
I mean,
Really, it blows my mind.
29 million. I mean, that's a lot of troops they could have. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of troops. Why aren't you attacking something? Even if it was sure that we were fresh out of Elite War, so we're very difficult to play with right out of Elite War.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
So I get that maybe you want to put everything down, and go to the next thing, whatever that looks like. But man, you put yourself in a position. It's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Kind of. Yeah. You definitely put yourself in a position. I I kind of wish we had Elite War during Void, because then we would have had a lot of people online, but we didn't have it, so it is what it is.
I mean, Elite War is a great. I always try to do a Sunday Elite War to bring people online for that potential. Like if there was troops in that trap city to get a battle started, they would have got pound hounded. They wouldn't have been able to do much at all. They're
Uh oh.
70, even 75. Like they don't have the power for us. So they had to give a bubble trap, or they were fucked.
Well, congratulations on your win. It sounds like you have a hard nation to go up. Do you think you're gonna win all this, or because you got 33, 113, 246, 151, 175, and 146? Which one do you think is gonna be the hardest?
I mean, the 113 more than likely, especially since we just beat them in Elite War a couple days back.
Okay, so they're gonna go hard, and they won that one against 33.
We just beat them in Elite War like 2 days on Sunday, and it brought us from 12th to 8th or something along those lines. So I feel like we're gonna more than likely meet them in the whatever you call it, the final there.
Yeah, the
but
final.
it'll be in.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you before I move on. Hold on.
Don't die on us, Woody. We need you, brother.
I know. Whoa.
That corner.
All right, that sucked. I ate some peppered beef jerky. Wrong tube. All right. Are you gonna go hard for frenzy?
we were going up against that same 246 nation with the cat that recruited a crap ton on us. So I mean, we're gonna try to win just because we want to win the overall event, but I don't think we're gonna go hard on Frenzy. I think we can beat them fairly easily. Even though when the cat thing recruited that 3 billion or so, we ended up winning that void by like, I don't know, 6 or 8 billion, something ridiculous. So the Frenzy should be fairly easy. I think overall, barring a big recruiting event, but that 3.5 billion that the cat recruited, we took that back, in the Void War. We clipped him for like 50 or 60 million BP while he was talking shit. So I don't know if he'll do that again. It is Frenzy, so we'll see.
Well, that cat guy that he recruited all that, and you guys took it all back. Like he recruited everything.
Yeah, we took it all back plus a little bit. Yeah, that 3.2 billion all got taken back, every troop of it. He started the event like, I don't know, I think he was like 320. He went to like 340, I think. No, yeah, like 345. And at the end of the event, he was like 304 or some shit like that.
Ooh. Well, I wish you guys luck, and I would like to see 425 take the win. I'm gonna be honest with you. You guys are definitely underdogs here.
GC got released too, so we're gonna try and shoot a 3-peat out there. That should be fun.
Don't even remind me of GC. But I wish you luck. But I gotta.
Who's next?
I gotta keep moving forward. Though.
Can we pull up the 439 and 385 one? I want to see that.
Where is it? Then let me mark this real quick. All right, gotta find it real quick, and then we got to go back. I don't think that's it. I don't think it's on here yet, is it?
It's in mine, Woody.
In which one?
In my post. Look at my post.
I'm not seeing it.
Do your thing, Woody. I know you're going to get to it, Reggie. I don't want to go.
Oh man, 3-5. That's a close one. That's literally one hit.
Look how gay the points are, though. Just look how gay the points are. That's like a first 4 phases points, and these are older nations. Like, all I have to say is that's bullshit. And anybody fighting like that really needs to reevaluate how they get wins and things of that nature, because that's fucking bullshit. And Globe 4, Globe 5 shouldn't be fighting like that. They just shouldn't be.
Well,
that's some New World Nation gay shit.
And here's the thing: you got 3 rounds. Obviously the person that has the better score for individual, alliance, and all that, they get first place. So this is gonna, let's say 439. Yeah, they got a little bit more, but they're not gonna catch up. They're not catching up. Unless they go against 555 and somehow squeeze another 10 million.
It's just crazy how you can go a full 24 hours in a war. You wait a whole month to play this event. I'm assuming for most nations it's like that. We all look forward to voids, or we should anyway, if you play this game. And you get there a whole month later, and that's what you fucking do.
Yeah.
It's just like, I didn't think it was that bad. Like, again, I kind of spent my Sunday, watching the chat in Barry's Discord, going back and forth. And I didn't think it was that bad until I saw that.
Until you see the score.
And when I saw that, I shook my fucking head, man. That's all I could do was shake my head and go from there. And that's all I got to say. Because Pistols is like a buddy of mine. I like him. He's got some pretty decent players over there in 439, but goddamn, man, what a fucking horrible way to play the game. That's all.
Yeah, you're calling them out. But I mean, you're not wrong. The people that bubble, what are you gonna learn from that? What's gonna happen when your nation needs to fight? You don't know how to. Hey guys, I
I think
bubbled. I did my
also,
point. Go ahead.
I think also it was more than just like it's more than just your normal bubble discipline. And I don't want to pile on 439 because I know some of those guys there. They've got some good players, but on their nation chat, I mean, they were telling people shield up and take the day
Three
off.
3 day 3 day shield. See you guys on Monday.
Come on.
And so I think that's a thing for me where it goes a little bit over the line as well. You know, there's bubble discipline, and then there's just saying, "Oh, we're going to get the lead," and then just chill and not play and
And
try and run out the clock.
and honestly, that's why I was hoping the whole ancient battlefield stayed in this part because you're forced. You are literally forced to fight. Like you want to sit, you want to go recruit and then bubble. Fine, ancient battlefield. Let's see you lose by 10 billion now. Like that's very disappointed they took that out. But we do got to keep moving on. So 52 went against 99. 52 did take the win by 5.3 billion. Striker up there in first place. Let's see, we got what else we got in here. 114 versus Nation 1. 114 took that win. 30 versus 72. 72 won. Nation 2 versus 171. Nation 2 won. And we just went over. Is Kitten in here? I almost want to ask him that Nation 2, they weren't really ever winning, but they beat 171. But 52 took that win. Look at that. Olympus, was there some big points? I mean, big hits?
Yeah, there was a lot of big hits, a load of lost troops. Pooh fought well this time as well, so they get the governor of zoos next for beating Zoo and SS1 above them.
Okay.
And yeah, they were doing traps against Dika and winning.
Karen Anyone says Nation 52 is alive and well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun as well with Striker. I've joined in a lot of attacks with him. Actually, a few of those attacked Striker, oh my god, the loss.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you don't. What kind of BP Striker is that right now?
He's 2,000 or more, I would say.
No, I mean his. Is he at like 600 million BP, or I'm trying to figure out the amount of troops he has and the power or strength of that city. I think people have to consider. Of course,
he's
that's the booger city, right?
That's a sad city.
141.613. That's his power. 615.141.613.
Okay. Yeah, they should have known better.
Yeah.
But,
well, we had a bit of a laugh anyway.
Yeah, it was a good laugh. Don't know.
Yeah. Not for them, but for us.
But you know what? You never know unless you try.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, for them to give it a swing, they all knew they were going to lose a fleet. When they walked in there, so they knew that. But they gave it a swing.
And a lot was zeroed in 99, and Dika, God, the troops they lost.
So this guy got zero over here? The Majambu guy?
I think so, yeah.
Bender get
there
zero?
was a stat.
No, Bender didn't.
Pardon? No, Bender was defending with a Pooh, and they were winning each defense, really.
Nice. Congratulations on that win.
Thank you, Woody.
No problem. Gonna keep moving forward though. Again, 52. Congratulations. Next we got 676 against 552. 676 showed up and they did some damage. We just had them in Frenzy 676, and they're strong guys. Commander, first place, not bad. I'm gonna see some reports here. 10 versus 1. Ooh. Ouch. Ouch. 36 to 43. Jesus. Commander's strong. 28 to 42. And still killing. Jeez. This is what we're talking about, guys. You know, I get it. You know, you want the 60 people, 70 people. But 28 people showed up. 42 people showed up. That's what you want. Those are exciting. Would be even more exciting is if after that battle, those 28 people sped back and sped back in to catch the people that's still in there. Stop healing. Not bad.
That's how you do it. If you know you can win the second battle with what you have in online, the big should already have a second fleet waiting.
Yep.
You know, whoever that is, you should already have a second fleet waiting to get the late guys or just to make sure you can keep everybody in that battle for some good points. You know, then you speed your Titans back and go back in for the third hit. You know.
Yep. Yeah, that's what if I'm going to like speed in like you're just saying during that battle, and if I know I'm going to win, I'll already start my second fleet. I'll let them go slow until I see the end of it, and then I'll speed them in, speed my Titans back, and then back in there. Yeah, that's big points. 552 is tough to beat too. They're very bubble tight. I know all about them. Very bubble tight. Congratulations on that. All right, we're gonna keep moving. I think did we already go through this one? I think we were. That was the first one. All right. Went through that. All right. 7-Eleven. Wait, did we go through this one already again? No, we didn't. 7-Eleven versus 420. 7-Eleven took the win by a lot. 437 versus 595. 437 took that W. 603 versus 904. 904 took that one. 587 versus 722. I wish I had that one. 587 took that win. J-Dog, let's are you online? I want to hear how that one went. 722 is the nation that we go at it in the mines, like at all times. They kick me, I kick them. They kick me, I kick them. Like this guy right here. Yeah, me and him go back and forth all the time. But I got him. J-Dog, you in here?
Yeah, I'm here. Just at work.
So how was it against 722? I have to ask.
I mean, we just played them in Chaos Land, so I assumed that they were going to be a lot better. But their two big whales didn't attack as much. I think that report I posted, they were in. That's why they got a lot of kills. But for the most part, I mean, it was kind of boring. But all they did was set traps, and I think they just get the thrill of killing our troops, which we don't care because we win in points.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you could tell by the score. It was basically just a free-for-all for points.
Yeah, so let me guess. They didn't ever attack. They just defend, right?
They would attack, but only with SOS. So, like, after you see one of their attacks, you know they're not coming again. So, like, if we tried baiting them or we had one of the other alliance try baiting them, if they used the SOS, they wouldn't attack again. They didn't do any group attacks. So I think they tried hitting me twice, but I had like 100 troops inside, and then I just instantly recalled all. But yeah, they would just use their SOS.
Man, that's not a way to play the game, guys. Like,
No.
and here's the thing: it's not just 722. It's almost not all, but almost all these locked nations. They are 100% scared to lose troops.
I mean, their big guy, I think he had 280 million BP. I mean, he stayed unbubbled for, I don't know, the last third of the phase, but we just couldn't get the numbers to even try it. We didn't want to give him 3 points.
Yeah,
and also kill all of our guys. But if we could get 50 on, we would have tried it. But we were having trouble getting more than 30, 35.
I'm talking about this guy right here.
Yeah, number 4. Yeah,
this guy is strong.
Yeah.
He is strong.
Yeah, he's in the low 2000s, which is obviously great. But him and I think it was only him and one other 41 that were in the 2000s. So the guy that ranked first had less stats than mine, but he wouldn't unbubble. We couldn't hit him. I think he had 100 and something million, which we would have easily went for.
Oh man, I would love to see that video.
Yeah, it would have been nice if we had the chance. But they stayed in their nation for the most part. He came to ours, but stayed bubbled. Well, they would always send a doomsday.
So yeah, they use void as farming, like because I'm not sure if 722 is at Civil War, but majority of the lock nations are at Civil War. There's just so many cities in these lock nations that they have to fight over Civil War to get resources. They have to. They got too many cities.
We found. I think I probably plundered 70 million minerals, which I don't even need. If they went up to C44 and I had the uranium, I right now I don't even need any resources. I just give them away.
Just give them away.
I was trying to instigate an attack by just farming a farm that had 50 million minerals. But I think I got it. That was when I got that SOS hit once. But if he didn't use SOS, he would have lost all of his troops.
Right. Well, I mean, I know against the lock nations that you have to. They're not going to attack you, and if they do, like you said, the SOS, and then they're done. So, if they give you the opportunity of them setting a trap up for you, you better make damn sure you have a lot of people online because they will show up in reinforcing. That's about it, though.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I had too many plundering reports, so I didn't have time to go through all of them. But they would reinforce with 7 to maybe 20. They basically think this is the biggest one, and I don't think they won one battle. But again, I think they get the thrills that they're like, oh, we killed 3,000 of your troops, we won, but not point-wise.
Yeah, 3,000 troops ain't nothing. Like
No, I think I only lost 70 in there, but a lot of our guys don't have their ratio up, their stats. This one they had 2 of their C41s in this one.
Yeah, but the points, I mean, you obviously scored more points than they did. Now,
yeah, I'm just saying they have 2 weak C41s.
Yeah, I mean they do have some weak 41s there, but they have some strong ones too.
Yeah.
Well, let's see who you got. 7-11 is a tough nation, I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I wish we had them in Void, not Frenzy, because Frenzy's tough when you have a couple, 2 or 3 cities that are in the 2,000 stats. So they could easily, just like 459, I think, beat us in round 3 last time. It's hard to win Frenzy when someone has, because they can just keep sending to the tower and win every battle.
Yeah.
So I don't foresee us winning that Frenzy, but we'll try.
You got 904 in there too.
Yeah, but we are facing 7-11.
Oh, so you are facing 7-11.
Yeah, I didn't in the photo. If I click round 2, you'd see we are facing 7-11. So
let's see. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, I'm gonna say congratulations to 720 or to you guys beating 722. I've gotta, you know what? I'm taking a screenshot of this one. I'm serious. I'm taking a screenshot of it.
Yeah, I think we went into KE. We're only up by like a couple 100 million.
Really?
So all those points are. I didn't recruit. I think I maybe recruited 20 million points, but we didn't really have any big recruiters.
Well, I like to go into Void down, not like 2-3 billion down, but like I like to go down. Be down like 500 million, because then it gets the other. In my eyes, not all of them, but there are some nations that get overconfident and they make mistakes.
Yeah.
But not all of them. Not all of them. Some of them they get that freaking lead and they just either hold on to it and bubble, and then you got to start hitting farms and starting attack titans and stuff like that, which is boring.
Yeah, and usually nowadays, when you know who you're facing, you already kind of know what K is going to look like. So, like, if you know it's going to be a tough one, then you try to get more points in the early phases. But we kind of, I mean, like I said, in Chaos Land, they gave us a run for our money. Their whales were beasts. But again, obviously, that's a no loss event. So,
Right.
but I don't know when was the last time we played them at KE, but I was planning on it to be a lot tougher until that first hit I did was probably 10 minutes into that SOS I used, which I wish I didn't waste it early on, but
But you did.
troops.
But you did.
Yeah, I mean, it got me 180 million points, I think. That was my first attack.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on your win. I wish you luck against 7-Eleven.
Thank you, sir.
But yeah, I know who they are.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. Next, we got 846 versus 918. 918 did take the win on that one. 850 versus 826. 826 took the win on that one. 721 versus 801. And 801 took the win on that. 746 versus 888. 746 did take the win. Anyone in here that want to talk about any of the here? I think we had a Scrapper that was in here earlier. Scrapper, you in here?
Yeah, Woody, it was a lot of fun, man. Shout out to 826. They're a good group of guys and girls. It was a lot of good fun, and our nation's had a lot of issues, and it's one of the first times in a while that we've actually done something together. So it was a good experience.
Yeah, definitely. And the points are close. Like 300 million, that's a hit or two, for the 800s. That's close. So I don't know. I get it. You either win or you lose. But like that's close. If you got all your people to where they can all attack and be online and have fun. I guess in some sense that is kind of a win. You know what I mean? Like in a different kind of look at it. But,
Yeah.
all right, we're gonna keep moving on.
Cool.
Oh, Cuddy. Thank you, Cuddy. All right, and that goes from 255. We were just talking about earlier. You guys went up against 219. Oh my God, two scary ass nations.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. I have to ask you this question.
Uh-huh.
You guys are both your nations can come deep with 100. At what point, or was there any point where you guys thought, if we drop this bubble for a trap, they're going to come with 80 people? Was that going through your head?
And we were hoping we'd get a battle like that.
Man, these numbers.
Hey, Woody,
those are true Void War numbers for the 439s of the world. Okay, that's what a Void War should look like when you're done. Between 20-25 million for the winner, something along those lines, is a halfway decent void. 7 million ain't cutting it, boys.
hey, Woody, Inio posted a few battle reports that
Okay.
you might be able to pull up.
Oh yeah, look at that, guys! Damn! Oh my God!
Yeah, this one battle right here was deep into the event. We of course both nations are bubble tight, so we're looking for any opportunity, to create a big battle, and we got lucky here, set a trap. They obviously knew it was a trap, and put out a call to arms, and we could see those yellow shields popping up, and we knew we were about to have something special. So I mean, it was a great battle. Certainly, shout out to Hawk and all his team members for showing up and attempting to give us a good fight.
Dude, we all pray for stuff like that. Like literally, this is what makes the game the game.
Yeah, that's the good stuff right there.
Yeah.
And I bet you, even though that Sin losing, like that was the highlight of the event, even though they all lost a couple of troops, like that was worth it all.
Well,
look, I mean, they definitely showed up. About an hour into we started the KE with about a 2.5 billion point lead. About an hour into the event, we were down to 1.1 billion. We got a little overeager in the beginning of the KE. Made a few mistakes. Had a couple of people drop their bubbles. But baby got us refocused, disciplined, and we just went to work.
dude, you're not wrong. It is just like fucking work. It really is. Hours upon hours of looking at bubbles. There's got to be one of you. Got to be one of you.
And it's great that at any point in time for a nation like even 219 or 255, I mean, as the gentleman was just describing, it was kind of random. They just saw the bubbles coming and they were able to get, 65 members online for that particular trap, and that's the good stuff. A few Discord messages or Viber, WeChat, whatever it is you guys are using these days, you get 65 guys online and that's what happens. It's good stuff.
Absolutely. That's impressive. God, that's impressive.
Normally, you're not seeing numbers like that unless it's like at reset or like right after an elite war or something along those lines. Randomly in an event to get 65 plus is very, very good.
There was no bubble trap on this, right? Like it was straight, come on, bring what you got.
Yeah, they got no losses. So it was a
no
trap,
bubble trap here. It was power against power.
That's what I love seeing. I love seeing that stuff. Power versus power. No counters either, huh? Just straight. Let's see who's gonna win this.
That's right. We were. I mean, obviously there are not many opportunities when you're going against two nations like this. So, obviously any trap you set, they know what it is. We know their traps. It just comes down to who's bringing the most people.
Yep.
And I think we're really good when we put a call out, get online. We're doing an attack or, hey, we're going to defend here. Everybody responds.
God, I can't wait to get a merger for that kind of stuff. I did the whole freaking, SOS on Viber kind of deal, and we got 30 people. I'm like, come on, guys. Why can we pull 70 for Elite War and only 30 when we really need you? You know what I mean? Or better yet, Doom. Everyone shows up for Doom, but no one shows up for Void. I almost want to just start burning people. But that's just me.
Farmers.
I know. It's sad. We do have some of them. It is what it is.
Don't tell me. We wake up on the Void, like, I wake up in the morning, Sunday morning, and we were down, like, by 300 million. I say, whoa, maybe we can make it. We were against like, 796.
Yeah.
And then I was a bit busy in the late morning, so I joined again, like, in late afternoon. We were down by 800 million. I say, what the fuck happened? Guess what?
Well, so I think what a lot of these newer nations that they're starting to see is that it's not just one person that can win it. Like they need everyone to be there, and that's the issue with the newer nations now. And I mean, I am calling you all out. For the people that think that, hey, we got this whale, that we're gonna be good, we're gonna win it. No. That whale can only send 600 or 600,000 or 620 or 650,000 troops. He ain't eating through 5 million.
That shit gets old so fast, man. Yeah. Gets old so fast, and that's why I feel for the new nations out there. We were kind of joshing about this earlier in somebody's Discord, but that's the way it is. The power difference is so vast in the newer nations with access to all of these things that a guy like me and you didn't have access to 6 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever it is we started this shit. It's substantially different. So now you got 3 C-41s versus fucking 50 C-33s, and it's like laughable at best. So the long and short of it is like, you put yourselves in these weird predicaments where, it's not fun, and I believe that's why the whales disappear, and like the bosses and the this, that of the world. It's like you can only do that one man band thing for so long and it no longer becomes fun. Like if we're not going to come together and we're not going to do this, we're sure as shit going to play Civil War. Like that's kind of my mentality anyway, and it's what I did in 357. And so the long and short of it is yeah, I mean, like that shit gets old really, really fast for any whale type player or the guys that are spending, just even a little bit of money. At the end of the day, if somebody's spending money on this game, and you're not trying to play the game as most of us think it should be played, it's kind of just not fun, you know? And so whether it's a merger or whatever the case is, I believe my original prior to my first merger in 425, we needed the warriors and the help from, the 421s and the, other nations of the world to kind of bring us all together. Cause I was sure as shit ready to burn some motherfuckers in 425, many moons ago. And, and a merger, I swear on everything I love, is the only thing that saved me from burning the fucking house down. And the long and short of it is we came together and it worked out really well because the fucking weight wasn't on my shoulders. Like it was no longer fun. Like this day and age, I can remove my points, if I wanted to, for the most part, and we would still win. Like whatever. So the long and short is you can only do that one man band shit for so long, man. You want to pull your fucking the rest of your hair out. I'm bald, so I don't have any hair to pull out. But I was getting frustrated for sure.
Well, when you remember when you first merged, and you're looking at it and you're like, well, this isn't the merge I wanted, but you can work with it. And you looked at the kills and there was a couple like, wow, they're gonna have to learn how to fight.
Well, we got one good nation 421 where we had Zombilly and Shazdak and Gypsy.
Yeah.
They were a good band of warriors and they were known over there at KIL. They were known for fighting. So we enjoyed that part of the merger. But the other nation was definitely full of farmers, man. Like super super full of farmers. And we had to put strict rules in place. So a lot of those guys are gone now, and speed it up. But our first merger wasn't all that bad. I mean, barring some GC mishaps, we should have won a couple with that particular merger. So long and short of it is I was pretty happy with that one. It was my second one that I was like, I don't know. And it ended up working out so much better than I thought it would be. I love the guys that we recently merged with.
That's the merger I was talking about right there.
Got it. Yeah. My second merger, I was like, oh man, this is whatever. Hopefully they're active. It was like the best I could get out of it. Because whatever. Shout out to Mythic Tyrant. He owned like the top 5 cities. It's like one guy with the top 5 cities. Like we all know as a whatever. That's not good.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's not good. And so we were able to get him off of him, off of a few, and and it came with a lot of guys that just needed leadership, and the great news is 425 is amazing leadership, and so we were able to build a pretty decent squad, man. We're gonna try and win a third fucking GC with it, so should be pretty decent. But regardless of a third GC, man, we're winning events. We're we got a good GFK team, and it's not like everybody's in one alliance. Our second and third alliances are they listen, but they can also be scrappy. But if there's a 621 type nation around or like a 3A5, like they ain't moving. I bet you their shields are going to be tight. And
it.
Because they listen. Like again, we have certain rules in 425. It's like that 3 billion buffer. It's like, go play your, go have fun. If we're just beating the shit out of somebody, just don't put us in a position where you can give away 4 billion points.
Yeah. So you give away that kind of points,
and I feel like GFK is the only alliance that can do that, right? So it's very unlikely that the rest of the nation kind of putzing around and opening their boxers or doing whatever it is that they do, setting weird traps. Because I got guys that are in the nation chat of like 163, and man, some of those traps against the monsters of 163 are just kind of laughable. It's like, why are you doing that? But then I look at the time, and it was like we were just up, 5 billion at that point. So I was like, you might as well fuck
Yeah,
around,
go play.
you know.
Go play. Just
So,
don't get caught.
but if you're fighting a nation like 255 or like
No.
385 or like somebody's got their shit together, those guys got to chill out,
Yeah, you can't
and
play. You can't play.
yeah. Well, you just can't play traps, You just can't play traps. If you want to get a bunch of people online and get, 40 or 50 online and attack, I'll never be mad at that, And even if you lose, right? I'll never be mad at you going 45 deep into whatever,
Yeah.
So the long and short of it is they do pretty well, but if you hit the Discord and you tell that leadership enough is enough, it stops. And that's the good part about it. So, but we all come together for events like GC, so I feel like it's really difficult to beat 425 when we're all together.
Absolutely.
8 billion.
All
Oh
right,
man, I would and 35 ain't much. I mean,
who is that?
And I think to your point, Lee God, it's leadership that distinguishes those nations who can work well with their smaller alliances
100%.
and versus, nations where the relationship is antagonistic.
So
and
here's
people are not
here's a
working
great
together.
example of that, right? So before this void, we had a GFK player that had been offline about 10 days. He's got a 45 million BP C37. So rules state we got to kick and burn this motherfucker, right? But he's a good friend to many of us, and why he's been offline 10 days, nobody knows. So leadership and his friends and things, is there a way to save him? And, I had to kind of come in there and, be the bearer of bad news. It's just like, listen, like, if we do that, let's save our buddy, then they're going to do that, let's save their buddy. Right? So I'll do this, and I kind of involve the mot in my junkie stunt or, whatever, my planning here. But it's like, listen, tell them to come attack him one time, because we don't want to kick him because we want to use him as a trap, after the first hit. But somebody's got to hit him once and, clip him, make sure he's down at like 25, 27 million BP, and, then we'll take it from there. But we involve them in the conspiracy to allow the guy to stay in our alliance and not completely kill him. And, now they can't come to us and say, we did some shit against the rules, because we involved them. And they're Japanese, man. They're really with the rules, right? So if we do some shit that's out wonky, out of left field, that's against, our baseline of things, it won't go over well with the rest. And then the third alliance, there's some trolls in there that'll really pick that up and fucking take it forever, the old trolls will fucking take that for a loop and start tagging people and putting coordinates on nation chat and what about the rule? Why didn't you kill him? Why this? Why that? This way it involved our second alliance, which nobody, we really just don't want to have beef with them because we work really well with them during times like GC, and they do listen, but they do follow the rules. And sure as shit, after they clipped Buddy, we got them to where we needed to. They hit our chat and they had a 55 million BP C37 with no shield, and we zeroed it. Didn't even ask. It's just like, they told us about it and asked us to take care of it, but we didn't just clip it one time and let them use it as a trap. We zeroed that thing.
That's the way it should be.
But it's amazing to be able to work with those other alliances because like Bert said earlier, it's a lot of the times that's the only way you can get the enemy to open their shield is by using your second alliance, third alliance to, tinker with things, whatever that looks like. So you can get in on the trap with them. There's a lot of different strategies, but, you have to be able to work with those other alliances to be able to, get, that particular advantage. Because it is a major advantage to have open communication, specifically during a time of war, and actively be able to, plan something and execute. and not a lot of nations can do that. But the ones that are, I think being successful against, the older nations or against some of these, big monster nations out there, it's because they're led well and they're ready when the time's right. Because a lot of the other nations, they just kind of putz around and do what they want, man. And and then you while the void's close, you look at the second alliance and they're defending 15 people against 4 monsters. There's some reports in there from 5, 6, 7. 4 or 5 guys did against 30 guys, bro. Just smoking them.
Remember when you went against 373?
Just
Dead.
smoking them, dude.
Remember when you guys went against 373, and you guys, this was back when 38 was the highest, and they were reinforcing over and over against 438s. It's like, what are you doing? And RNG at that point were like, dude, what are you doing? And it was, I think, ITA. They just kept reinforcing. Of course, you're just like,
so
we're gonna just send.
I'll come as much as you're gonna send something. Especially when the void's closer, we're trying to prove a point. Like we're coming as many. But that's just the mentality. Like everyone has a different mentality. I was talking to Baby Oracle earlier. I think we put 163 so much in their place. Like the final 12 hours of the void, Woody, outside of that 70-man defense, consisted of my team completely farming their nation in their face. Like 150 million to 200 million BP cities, big eatable cities in the middle of the EMP hive, farming them, bro, and they didn't do anything.
With no bubbles or anything.
Not a single attack.
Jeez.
And I'm talking in the chat like, with all due respect, team, this would never happen to us. I don't care if we lose. We are fucking killing this guy.
Yeah.
225 million BP. I'm going to hit Discord for the next 6 hours straight until I get enough people online to burn your ass.
Agreed.
And nothing for nothing. I'm not, I'll even show my own skin here. Nismo was 225 million BP. He's very strong, all the above. He's got a good T1 filler, wall, all that stuff. But, bro, we had 15 people online 2 hours after that 70-man defense. He's in the middle of their hive farming them because he knows they won't attack him. That's crazy. I would burn his ass.
Yeah.
GFK would burn whoever's ass was in our hive doing that shit. I don't care how many defenders came. I don't care. That's the way to get to us if that's what it is, because I'm coming. I'm fucking coming. And you're going to lose some troops. I don't care how many defenders you have. You're going to get clipped.
So, check this out. The YouTube chat, Hira says, I have a monster in my world. 2 weeks ago at C30, he spent $300,000 in 2 weeks. It's a fresh server. What?
That's crazy.
I don't think you can spend $300,000.
That might be in like some Japanese money or some like Taiwanese money or some shit. We talking USD here?
There's no way.
I mean, there definitely is a way.
Not
if he buys all packs, blah blah blah. He's buying resources like a dodo.
Not 300,000 in 2 weeks. Like, there's not enough packs out there. Maybe. No, that's definitely not them. Anyways, we do got to keep moving forward, though. 1068 versus 983. 1068 took the win. 998 versus 963. 963 took that win. 943 versus 1009. 1009. 1009 took the win. 1032 versus 1083. 1083 took the win. Cookies and MILF. Cookies and my life, MILF, whatever. From 1068. You want to talk or?
Hey, Woody, what's up?
What's up? So you took your win. I see that. How'd it go?
Yeah, it was a tough one to get points against this nation. We monitored them for like a whole week. They looked bubbled. They looked like they were in civil war. Saw some flags being burnt. Their 41 wasn't active, so it kind of offset any advantage they had. But our 41 wasn't active as well, so kind of was even out throughout the event. We only had two big fights. Just trying to save a teammate. That's why you see that one bad kind of weird fight in there, kind of even, but that
Right.
was just saving one of our guys, and we just went back at it, sped again, and got that second hit. Other than that, it was just scraps. The guy that took number one pretty much got lucky. He found like 3 cities with 2 million troops. A little oversight on our part for not fucking purging properly, but that's pretty much how he took Tyron. But other than that, we just focused on getting what we could. Really hard to win against a nation that, since Civil War, they got bubble discipline. They usually have no troops.
I gotta ask,
Not bad at all, bro.
what are you doing? I gotta ask. I hear the in the background.
My bad, I'm at work.
Gotcha. All right, well, I'll let you get back to work then. Congratulations on your win, though.
He's gathering resources.
And I think we already went through these. Wait, here's some reports. No, we went 219 versus 255, 10 to 18. I think we went through these already. So they were close. 255 versus 219. It was close. All right. 622 versus 582. 582 took the win. 827 versus 515. Or 513, I'm sorry. 513 took that win. 709 versus 668. 668 did beat 709. 637 versus 596, and it looks like 637 took that win. That's Beast's mini city, his baby cities in 637. Anyone from any of these nations here? Going once, going twice.
I'm 513 as well. Olympus.
Oh, right here. Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough fight, that one.
Yeah, you definitely took the win, though.
Yeah, I saw we were losing, and others saw it, and we went over and got a few more points and won.
Isn't it hard to play in two nations? I mean,
it's tiring, I must admit. Yeah,
I don't know. There's a lot of people to do that.
It's definitely hard work, I must admit. 2 accounts, yeah, and you've got to spend a lot more.
Yeah, definitely spending a lot more. Definitely spending a lot more.
Yeah, which, well, the game wouldn't mind, but I'd rather not have to do it. But I'm supporting that state. I was called to help them, so I joined, and a lot of old players from 87 are there.
I think the biggest problem I have with playing with two different nations is you log off to go to the other nation, and then you miss a big hit that you've been waiting for. So, and on top of that, let's say you put a 2-hour bubble and you think you put a 1-day bubble, and you go back and it's no longer there. I've seen that happen many times with other people. That's why it's not worth two nations. No offense, and I know you do play it in it, but I don't know. It's not for me.
Yeah. Usually it wouldn't be for me, but Celtic's there and a lot of other 87 friends, so I was called to help them out because playing over 6 years.
Right. And I get that. Well, congratulations on your win on that one.
Thank you, Woody.
No problem. All right, we're going to keep moving forward. We have 550 versus 460. 550 took that win. 393 versus 594. 594 took that win. 442 Locked Nation versus 693. Another Locked Nation. Looks like 693 did take the win there. Wait, that's Ronaldo. 459 versus 541. And 459 took the win on that one. Anyone here from any of those nations? This is odd that you see two Locked Nations going against each other. Of course, we all know Ronaldo went ham, but Yeah. All right, Kent Daddy. 1038 versus 935. It looks like 1038 just freaking smoked them. Was this a lock nation, Kent? I don't know. Lock nation? Kent, you there?
No,
No.
I think he's online, but no, it wasn't. It wasn't a lot of nation.
What
It was
the?
a nation of failed SOSs.
Nation of failed SOSs.
Yeah, those guys just kept SOSing us and losing terribly.
That's
And
my whole.
they just were.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead, man.
I was gonna say that's my whole point of don't use an SOS just because you don't lose troops. Don't go freaking hitting people that you know you can't win with. Because the numbers, oh my god, that's just like how ours was. We just got railed. We got bent over. So that's a good win, though. That's definitely a good win.
Yeah, it was solid. It wasn't as exciting as it could have been, but once again, we do what we do. It went well.
Bubble Fest, I take it.
Yeah, you know what? There was a few people that there was a big fat C-35 right at the start that they unbubbled, and we were kind of confused, but poured it over right at 0 time and took 2 million of his troops. So he's skinny now. But there was a few. There's enough to keep it steady and keep feeding everybody. But that whole difference was all kill event. So there was a lot of troops to kill.
I think I'm gonna make a separate room for people to like post nations that just go recruiting Harvey and then they bubble the entire time. So when people see that they're up against a certain nation, they can be like, okay, we already know their plan, and you can counter that. I think I'm gonna make a nation like that, and we'll call it the blacklist. Yeah, we'll just do it now. We'll call it a blacklist room. That way, kind of how I did with the T4 room that I had, but then Camel did the whole T4 bullshit. So we'll do the blacklist room. That way, you guys have a heads up to either go real hard in recruiting and make them fight, or if you know they're gonna fight, you don't gotta go too hard on recruiting. You can just straight up fight. All right, so that will be. I think it's at the bottom. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Right here. So it will be in the Sid's secret spot. You know what? We're gonna move that up. Battlefield. I like the battlefield. Oh, I can't. Okay. Well, it's in Sid's secret spot. So that way, you know how to enter into those wars. Because I hate going into something and finding it's just freaking garbage. But congratulations on your win. Even though it was long and boring, congratulations. We're gonna keep moving forward. We got just a tip here. So 465 versus. I think we went over this one already. Yeah. Hey, Tip, you still in here?
I'm here.
So let's talk about this real quick. You went up against 443. You guys know each other very well. 443, right? The players that are in there.
Did you read the message down below what they posted in their chat?
Oh no, I did not. No, I did not. But
it's scroll down. It's you don't even have to scroll far. It's one message below.
All right. One message, my ass.
They went up. They were up by like, gosh, they out recruited us. Then we caught up within like 300-400 million, and then they've recruited the most or killed the most monsters I've ever seen in my life. They killed over 2.5 billion worth of points.
Whoa!
The monster kill.
2.5 billion in monsters.
I ain't never seen it, bro. Never ever have I seen it in my life. I was shocked. I showed it to Barry. I couldn't believe it. And then so we came close to tying it in recruiting, and then Monster Event came out. We're like, okay, well, we can hang with the Monster Event, right?
Right.
Hell no. I got up over $1 billion in lead on us after the monster event. We couldn't believe it.
You're like, what the hell? what just happened here?
Oh man. Then they basically posted that, telling them, hey, come on back, don't fight, shield up. But I'm glad that they didn't. They do have 3 separate alliances. They're not all in one. So looks like they didn't all agree on the same topic, which I'm glad. We obviously we did us in the event and had fun, of course.
Yeah, so they're gonna get you in the first 4 and then bubble.
Yeah, so that's one to post in your blacklist.
Yeah, that's
They will definitely try and get you.
Well, you know what? You post in the blacklist. You post it in the blacklist. That
Fair
way,
enough.
people know.
I thought for sure we'd be fighting 385 until I saw what happened yesterday in the chat with Barry and Pistol.
Yeah, that was kind of awkward too. Not gonna lie, I want to see some.
Now
reports.
we're gonna, most likely we're gonna face them, so we're kind of nervous about that.
You guys are both fighters, so I mean, it's frenzy, so I mean, it's not like.
No, I'm talking about not 385. I'm talking about the ones that beat 385.
Ooh.
We're at 439. We're worried about what they did to 385. They're going to try and do that to us.
Yeah, that's kind of ruins the whole head of state with the overall individual and everything points.
It's like you have a boring event, a void coming because we got 379 for frenzy, and then we'll have probably 439 for void.
Well, let's just hope that they hear this live and they're like, well, maybe we should show up. And I'm not talking shit about them at all ever. But I mean, they're being called out. They're being called out.
Yeah, I mean, and I kind of understand. I mean, there's a lot of nations, that scare a lot of nations, and they don't think they can win, so they try to do you in the 4 cases. Like,
I'm losing you. Hey, you got the robot voice going on. That's a big hit. Look at that. That's a big hit. 9-42, and you guys ate them. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we did.
9-42.
Play hard.
Holy cow.
9-42.
Yeah, I get that. 9-42. And you guys killed 10.1 and they only. My God.
Yeah, we top heavy, Woody.
Yeah.
We heavy in the chest area.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. They only got 1.6.
The officer equipment has definitely changed the game for our nation. I'll say that.
Oh, absolutely. It's changed the game for. It's funny, like your stats can look better than the enemy, but with these officer equipment shit, dude, oh my God, complete day and night, like.
If you got 10 to 20 players that you're top that have actually ended up,
You're breaking up again.
It does. Oh, sorry.
I'm going to start working on the increased damage. You're breaking up, dude. I'm going to start working on increased damage to mid range.
Nice.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm still.
Dude, you got some really bad internet or something.
That one's pretty bad too.
Yeah, that's bad. 5 to 29.
I have no idea.
Eating. Is it his mic or is it my mic that's messed up that's making him sound like a robot?
Oh, no, it's his. No more.
Tip, congratulations on your guys' win. Prepare yourself for a really long, boring maybe. But we're going to keep moving forward. 734 versus 6. What's that?
Hey, Woody, I just had a question real quick. I got to jump off to Elite Wars pretty soon.
Okay.
And we're going against 406. I haven't done any homework on them. Do you know anything about them? Because they're
406. Is it the top alliance?
I'm not even sure. I haven't. I just got the message. So
Okay, 406 what? Like what's
Nation 406?
What's the alliance?
I'd have to look to tell you. Just a tip.
Be like, you be fine, Lee God.
Okay.
That's not me.
They got good players, but you be fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's against Gun, yeah.
See
Gun
ya.
is well to some of the nations here they're easy, but like we had problems with them. We beat them once, then they came back and just smoked us. So, I mean, let's see what they got. They got a 40. $38. Couple 38s. Now,
Okay.
if they show up with numbers, you might have an issue.
I'm sure we will. That's why I was asking.
And this guy here, General Rob, he's at 11.3. And they're at 38. What is their 40 at? Well, seriously, where is the 40? What the?
We zeroed that Bob guy, Woody.
Well, then he might not have any troops, so.
Right there, General. We zeroed him not too long ago.
Yeah, but they have a 40 sitting in there somewhere, and I'm not even seeing. You know what? Who wears that 40?
We had a void with him not long ago.
Kratos Gum. 61. Okay, so he's got 7 or 8 fleets. No, he's only got freaking 5 fleets.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Probably 4.
4.5, right around there, because like,
Yeah.
yeah, geez.
Because he's a 40.
Yeah. What kind of power does he have? That's what I'm looking for. I guess I'm looking for that bald guy. Right there.
There he is.
7.5. Okay, he has his lore line on. 7.5 as a 40? What?
That's low.
Even with lore line on and Morgan out, unless he has all his officers off.
That's C. That's C-37, C-38 officers.
No, that's C-37, C-38 before the officer equipment came out.
Probably.
Dude, like this officer equipment, you're talking about you adding like another 3-4 million just on an average.
True.
Like if
are
we're
you
being
seeing
real,
a lot of nations that are buying it? I'm not seeing a lot of nations that are doing it.
that are
Only a handful.
buying the officer equipment.
Yeah, we're not seeing a whole lot of nations. We've been playing for a long time.
Right.
So, you've kind of memorized where people were at. And we're not seeing it. We're just not. All the older nations that we're fighting, we're not seeing them growing at all. I'm kind of shocked.
I see the whales doing it, but that's about it.
Yes, of course. But I'm not seeing anybody else's.
I think the actual
I'm kind of shocked.
The main your main power, your main officer skills are much better than the officer equipment skills. You know what I mean? Like these.
Yeah.
And your
of course.
and your unworldlies and stuff like that. I think they don't know how to explain it or how to justify it, but I think that these are better. And these are just like I don't even know how to explain it. They help.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Like
no, I agree. There's probably more weight put on it, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it, but you know what I mean. But,
On a per
Yeah, I will
dollar
tell you one thing we
basis.
did in one thing we did in our void. Sorry about my signal. Is we did what you talked about before, and that was switching alliances during the void. That was pretty cool.
so you made it work real good, didn't you?
So our second and third alliance, we put a max player in each one
Okay,
and set traps, and it worked well.
well, there you go. And in that second or third alliance, probably like, oh shit, taste the blood. That felt like vampires, didn't they? Right, right. Like they're all like, holy shit. Is this what we can really do when we put our fucking heads together? They liked it.
Exactly. Well, we're trying to get the energy going back again too. I think it helped.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Mm-hmm.
One void.
It doesn't work for us, to be honest.
It didn't work for you?
No, because we have only Allbrook the C41 active in our alliance, and now we have two C41 in the top two, and they did shit. You just give away points. They don't fight at all.
Oh man. Well, maybe Holbrook needs to go over there for one void or one frenzy, and have them all team attack with him. It's a possibility that they don't do that because they know or they're questioning if they can or cannot win. So it's out of their now it's just a social media for them.
They don't even try, and the only fights they got, they mostly give away the point. So some SOS like this C34 attacking like a C36 and killing like a 500, and he lost like 130,000 points. Like fuck off.
But he got to open his boxes.
Yeah, that's the matter. That's what I posted in NC. I say thanks to Sad that we didn't open all the boxes and we've been pretty selfish, not giving away points. And the other two aliases they just care. I had this guy in top 3. I texted him because he defended against like I don't know was a chief or C40, and there were like 3 C34. And the guy said, "Yeah, but I wanted to defend my friends, bro. There's a C40. You're a C34. You're weak as fuck." The guy's a C40 is mashing your ass, and he killed 3 of you, and you did like nothing.
So if people, I think we got to make it. I think we got to like let people know that like if you're 34, 35, 36, so on and so forth, and you're just there to defend, and every once in a while your bubble drops or you get caught, so on and so forth. Those are the people you don't want to defend. Those are the people that like this 2 hour. When it comes to 2 hours before void, that you are burnable. But like if you have like a C40, C41, they're always there. They always fight. They always put points up. They barely ever have their bubble dropped, and they get caught. Those are the people you do want to defend as much as you possibly can. And if they get burned, well, they get burned. It is what it is.
Yeah, stuff happens, but
Yeah.
just to defend against if I get Polar Bear attacking me or someone else, I would never go to defend because it's gonna smash my ass.
Well, depending if you're how big of a city you are. If you're a 41 and like you would want to defend because you got some pretty strong troops. But if you're 34,
you must play with the brain. But I think that some people they don't get it, and we have a lot of smart people.
Right. All right, we do got to keep moving forward. 734 versus 645. 645 took the win on that one. 666 versus 910. 910 did that. They won that one. 701 versus 955. 701 took the win. 777 versus 776. And 777 won that one. And wow, that's. I know both these nations. Anyone here from any of these nations? Pretty sure there is. Any of these nations, anyone here? Let's check out this report. So they hit with 10 people against 36. Holy wait a minute. 3.9 against 10. Killed 6.2. Look at that point difference right there. 29 million to 67 million. That's huge. That's huge. This had to have been was this a first rank alliance or was this second rank? That's what I'm wondering. If it's a second rank, yeah, they should not be trying to fuck with the first rank alliance. Never. All right, move forward. 896 versus 1027. 896 took that win. I can't pronounce his name from 1027. Got first place. Cumberland Patch got second place. Yahtzee got third. And but overall, 896 won. I'm going to check out some of these reports. All
once you get through those, I posted like 3 videos down towards the bottom.
Okay. So that was a bad SOS on them, on that part. $27 to 22, double the points.
Yeah, that's a trap hit right there.
Yeah, you definitely could see that. But you knew it was a trap, and you guys made sure you had more people.
Yeah.
And I guarantee they stopped trapping you at that point.
I can't remember if that was the first one or not. I think that's the one.
This is the one where they stopped?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lock nation, so like they kept doing bullshit the rest of the event, but like that was like the last big defensive action on their part, I guess. I got a video for that one at the bottom, I think. But
all right.
and there's a video for this one too.
All right, let me Rooter's gonna be next, so we'll mark my spot. Let's go to the bottom.
So going into this one, we basically knew we were going to win this. It wasn't going to be much of an issue. We were down 500 at the start, and they basically have 2 41s that we had our eyes on. On this one, this is that trap hit.
Don't you hate when you get stuck on that screen?
Yeah. Definitely did not mean to be there.
But at that point, you're just like, I just gotta keep going. Just speed in there.
Yeah. It's always nice when you see their number start to get up into the 20s and it still looks like it's like minuscule.
Eating. Freaking eating.
So the side effect to this was I was really trying to hit the 41s, so I guess we were. But we were holding off at the very beginning. We wanted to try and get their BP down a little bit, see how they played. Right. They were staying open, and after that hit right there,
I'm looking.
After that hit, they bubbled up tight the rest of the event.
Whoa, it's sick.
I guess they figured out.
This is like a crazy version of the one we have.
In danger.
Hold on 1 second. Who is
you like it?
Who is that? Well, wait till they mic up again.
So I think that was the report for the video.
Yeah.
Next one. So this was Yahtzee. They had a trap going again. So that Yahtzee and Hippo just wanted to have some fun. So Yahtzee went in there and went to go do an SOS slaughter.
Right.
And yeah, he didn't. He said fuck them troops and never pressed the SOS.
He said fuck it. I'm going balls deep.
Yeah. And then
he
Hippo
ate him.
And yeah, he eats on this one. Hippo came in right afterwards and did the same thing.
Oh, so he caught him in the end. Caught him slipping right after this one.
Yeah, like literally right as the battle. I don't get it on video, but if they had stayed open, we were going to group hit it after Hippo's hit, but they bubbled during his. So both of those reports are on the next screen.
Jeez. That's a hit. That's a hit. 1 to 18. 2.9.
Yeah, it's not. It's usually not too easy to get the Lock Nations to lose troops unless you're hitting like a large city. So it felt pretty good to see that close to 1 million on one hit.
That's a good hit, too. It's good SOS.
Yeah.
In reality, I mean, you really didn't even need the SOS.
Yeah, yeah, that's what we were telling him
Like,
afterwards.
I hate to say it, like, that was kind of a waste, but yeah, I get it.
We were like, yo, Yahtzee, you were the one that needed the SOS, man. So we weren't able to touch the 41s the whole time because they just stayed bubbled up. And then this guy ported on the other side of the black from where the majority of us were.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, I don't know. We had a moment where we had, I think, roughly 46 people online. You'll see on this report only 27 sent. So
that sucks.
Yeah, but we gave it a shot. It's always more fun to just kind of swan dive into a 41 and see what's going to happen. Give you some type of baseline.
I see what happened is people did not send before the bubble.
Yeah, but the way we do our attacks, that shouldn't even be like everyone knows that they're all pressing at the same time. So if people didn't press at the same time, then they probably didn't realize where the fuck they were in relation to the Black Earth, or they just weren't paying the fuck attention, and we needed to do a better job of counting heads beforehand.
Yeah.
But either way.
Yeah, either way, I mean, he did kill a lot, but, I mean, you guys showed up.
Yeah, in the middle of the battle, we didn't think it was going to be as bad because we were looking into it, and like his Titans die like almost immediately.
Goodbye.
Or at least that's
Bye,
what
Jane.
it felt like.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Get him, Zordy.
So when we looked at the report and realized how lopsided it was, that's when we started to realize, like, okay, wait, we had 46 people online.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I mean, in the beginning, it looked like you guys were eating, and then dang.
We checked the distribution on him in the report, and he had, I think, like 3,000 tanks, 2.5 cannon. Didn't have a single wounded on the cannon. We never got through the front line.
Front lines, man.
Even these type of reports, it still gives a really good baseline for, like, if you're counting heads to figure out did we send on this attack or not. Getting reports like this gives us a good idea of when to tamper things down.
Right. You're not wrong.
We did it for science, and it was worth it.
Yeah.
And you guys got 913 next.
Yeah, we get to fuck around with the Care Bear again.
That should be fun.
There's everyone was kind of watching 840 and 1070 in our bracket. It looks like 841 again. I don't know. We'll see what happens with 840 and 952, but I think it'll probably end up being 840 and 896 for final.
That's going to be a bunch of fun for you. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
We
Appreciate you, buddy.
No problem. Got to keep moving. All right, so next we got 923 versus 1019. 923 showed up, and they scored quite a bit. Root, are you here? Or LB to God here? Usually one of them are here. 30-1. Jeez. Lost a lot of troops right there. 42-4. Jeez. What was that report again? So he killed 1.3. You guys killed 1.8. So this was fairly close, but still. Oh, okay. Can't listen right now, but check it out later. Oh, okay. All right. We'll keep moving. 697 versus 858. 726 versus 714. And 771 versus 925. And 601 versus 90. Wait a minute. 756 versus 601. Looks like 858 took the win. 714 took the win. 925 took the win. And 756 took the win. Are you guys in here?
I'm here from 756.
All right. Looks like you guys had fun.
Out of curiosity, is that 771 nation, is that locked or not?
771? Yeah, that's Lock Nation. Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
USA flag.
Wait. Hold on. Let me double check because I know there's a 77 something that's locked, but they had an American flag there, so let's just double check.
I'm not trying to tangent the conversation. I just was surprised to see 9251.
771 should be CHN if I'm not wrong. So Block Nation.
Okay, that makes
They're wearing an American flag.
You know, they're friends.
They're trying to trick everybody.
No, that's the wrong one. My bad. All right, they're right here. Yeah, that's locked. So they were trying to troll you all.
That's hilarious.
It is.
I didn't even notice the American flag.
But the outcome is still the same as normal. Wait a minute, is it 925 locked too?
Yeah, they're both locked. Maybe they changed it right towards the end or something.
They're just loving those tariffs.
Oh, I knew that was coming. Anyways, 957. You guys have any big hits? Obviously, you did with the kind of score.
We did well. It was. I don't think, even though they were a lot older than us, 601 don't seem to have any big boys, so we were able to smash them up. Really.
Oh yeah. You did more than just smash them. You freaking annihilated them.
Yeah. Our president, being funny, changed our nation name to Crushing 601. So. Yeah.
Trolling him, huh? As a trolling them. Crushing 601, yeah. So what do you guys got next?
I think we take a lead in every time to kill event pretty much now because we're double merged, so we take quite a good lead in every time, and this time we extended it and it never stopped really.
So how would you? This is what's blowing my mind. Like you guys are double merged, and I'm below you, and I'm still not double merged. Like this is.
Yeah, I'm not sure why we were picked for double merger. We merged in the start of the year.
That's bullshit. No offense.
No.
Come on, Camel, do
I think
better.
you obviously do too well.
Yeah, Camel needs to do better. A lot of lock nations here. You got 1, 2, 3 lock nations in you guys' bracket.
I really want to fight a lock nation next time.
Who you got next? You said.
I don't think it's 925. I think it's one of the other ones. So I don't think we did 697. Maybe I'm not sure.
It just hit round 2.
No, can't be. It must be one of those ones on the right. 714 we've got next.
Oh, 714. Yeah, they're not locked. Looks like they had a lock nation. 726 is locked as well. So, I'm going to say the 15. They're going to fight, but I don't know 714 that good. They fight though. I know that. But you had fun. That's what matters. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. We did well. I think nearly all of the top 10 players were pretty much from DOA.
Was that Dead on Arrival or Dead or Alive? Gotcha.
Dead or Alive. Gotcha. That's our number one alliance now. Last time we spoke, Woody, we just formed a major super alliance. We talked with Purge. You probably don't remember, but
yeah, I do remember.
So
actually.
this is our first Void as a joined up number one alliance.
And you see what happens. You see that?
Yeah. Seems to make a
Big
difference.
Big, huge difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm happy to see people are doing that. And, that should be proof for those nations that just can't get their shit together and just bite their tongue and just get her done. The people of Eagles, that's usually what the nations are, is the people of the Eagles, you know what I mean? Like, they just can't let their ego go. But, and those people
I did drop a couple of battle reports in as well, somewhere in the chat.
Oh boy.
Further down.
Scared to see how farther down it is, honestly. I'm looking.
There's just 2 pictures I put through, so somewhere up there anyway. You're popular today, there's a lot.
Apparently. I still gotta go to sleep. There you are.
There I am. That's it. Yep.
It's 29 to 17. Ooh, wow. They ate shit on that. 21 to 16. Dang.
Yeah.
That's
there were a few more, but yeah, they were all pretty much like that.
This is like 1 billion points each. Jeez. Nice hit. Nice hits. I almost said nice tits, but I meant to say hits. Sorry. So there was a few more you said, but for the most part, that's
yeah, a few more, all very similar to that, similar numbers. So we just kept hitting them and hitting them. We had players unshielded, and they never even bothered trying at the end.
Really, I could see that in Frenzy, but like Void, these are real troops, guys. Real troops.
We had a C-38 with 45 million BP with a shield down for about 25 minutes. We were all there ready and waiting to defend him. Nothing happened, and he came online and shielded. So
yeah, well, they knew that was a trap. They learned a lesson. Definitely learned a lesson. Oh, congratulations on your win. Good luck against 714. You guys,
Thank you, Woody.
No problem. By the amount of points, it looks like they're gonna fight you. So,
should be a good one.
Should be good. Should be fun. All right, moving on. We got 941 versus 747. 747 did. Wait a minute. Is this final? I'm not seeing like the winners. All right, well. 747 took the win. It looks like 787 versus 742, and 742 took that win. 855 versus 887. 887 took that win. 779, the other Cash Nation, took the win against, was it 829? Yeah, 829. I'm wondering. See, I can't tell if these are finals. So this screenshot was taken before it was over. It looks like. Congratulations to all you guys' nations. Anyone in here from these nations? Guess not. All right. Well, Cash came in third. And this is our nation. No, this is okay. So Andorras plays in 736 and 899. So we'll go ahead and go in the 899 one. 899 versus 942. 899 took the win. They crushed them. 895 versus 790. 790 crushed them. 871 versus 961. 1.2 billion lead there. 969 versus 828. 969 took the win. Andorras, are you here?
Yo, what's up, Woody? This is Ass and Titties. Andorras isn't here, but I'm here. I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. Good morning.
Are you you're in the same nation, right?
899, yeah.
All right.
Bring me energy, homie.
Right?
All right. Yeah, I just got to my office, so I'm like, all right, let's get it done. She posted some stuff, for sure. I posted some stuff probably like an hour later, to be honest with you, maybe a half hour later. But we had some good battles. We both started around 3 mil or 3 billion points. They were ahead by like 200K, and then man, it was some freaking good. Just a lot of battles, like a lot of smaller battles. We had some bubble drops. They had some good bubble drops too. One of their C-38s dropped their bubble. They lost it towards the end, and we zeroed him. He had like 3.2 million troops, and then we brought him to 0. There were some good battles for sure. Yeah, it was fun. I had to garden for like 10 hours. I still came in like 5th place or something, so it was good.
You guys
it was
fought.
A good day.
You guys fought. Wow.
We didn't know what was going to happen. We've fought them before, a few months ago, and we won that one for sure. But they came out to play. That Alpha 420. He's a good fighter. He comes to play for sure.
Right.
We just got to get more people involved. When there's like a bubble drop, I can't be, or like a couple of the other bigs can't be the only ones putting out like Discord messages. We got to get more people involved in putting out messages. We just didn't have enough for some of these other battles, so we got to get on top of that for sure.
No, you're not the only one. Like we have the same issue going on in our nation too. So, and I think it is like we're waiting for merge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
But I mean that for me, that honestly, and I'm sure everyone here will be like, that's just an excuse. Waiting for merge, that's an excuse. Because if we have 98 people in our alliance, at least 3/4 of them should show up when you really need them.
Yeah. 100%. And like when I do it, when I spam that fucking shit, Discord like no other. There was none of that really happening yesterday. Because I wasn't really there for some of those main battles, but man, when I'm on there, I'm fucking spamming that shit like no other. So then we get like 50, 40, 50 people, but we just got to be more on top of that for sure. I got to get others involved with just spamming Discord.
Hell yeah. Or don't be like me and have Discord silent or Viber. I have my Viber silent.
Damn, we only use Viber. Is that a good one to use?
Yes.
I'm not sure.
So if you have a lot of people that are not from the United States and they're from different countries, they mainly use Viber. Like Andoris,
really?
She uses Viber quite a bit.
Damn, I gotta get that involved.
Yeah, like for instance, I'll pull it up.
It's good because it's translate.
Yeah, the translation is really good. I'll show you what I mean by translation. See if we can find, like right here, you just click on it, translate, boom. And dude, the translation is perfect. Like, this is exactly what he's saying.
Nice. That's good. Yeah, maybe I'll start that up for sure.
I still haven't got to see.
Because I'll throw messages there. I'm not sure if people are getting it. People have Discord silent sometimes. You're just not sure. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah, they do.
No, we had one, man, Reborn, our C-41, there should be a video down where I posted it, of the fight. He just came in, he like woke up immediately when it hit one of the players, Lux's players, and man, everybody reinforced at the wrong time. It was amazing. If you watch like the battle report, it's just everybody starts coming in at the very end of the fight. It was really good.
All right, let me mark this to see if we have it somewhere. Tell me when I get close.
I should be like right above that. Keep going. Oh yeah, right above that. Or nope. It's up there though. It's right there. Hold on. Fuck. Keep going. A little bit more. I could have sworn it was right before Jason.
Right.
Oh yeah, there we go.
All right, so we got some video. We Got some video. Love
Got some
videos.
video. It's hard to get like the fights during like some of the recordings for the actual fight.
Welcome to my world. Welcome to my
Yeah,
world.
man, I've been trying it. My thumbs are just too fast for that shit or something. I don't know.
So I find
get it right.
I find the easiest and fastest way to do it is the second you see a city, just hit record.
Just hit record, yeah.
Hit record and then carry on. And then, you know, if you make videos, you can edit the beginning of it out. So you guys are eating. Reborn's eating right now. His officer skills and breakthroughs are already fucking maxed out right now. Now they're just feeding him. Jeez.
Yeah, it's good.
That's good shit. That's good stuff. Let's see.
Yeah, just destroyed.
Check out this one.
Oh yeah, this is one of our bubble drops. This is what I'm talking about. Like we didn't have it was a good battle and we won this one, but there was one before that we didn't win, or one right after that that we didn't win. And there was maybe one person maybe put it out Discord message like one time, maybe. You know.
Well, it's hard when when you guys are attacking. Yeah, you can set it up like that, but when you're being attacked, I mean, you're there.
I know, but if we put out a Discord message, I'll send 5 fucking messages on like all 4 Discord groups. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we will get people on within seconds. You know, or what I'm saying, like we need more people to be involved with like sending out those messages. That's all.
So, and Reborn's your top guy, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think he scored a bill overall.
Yeah. So when he entered in this. Back raid. Oh, where did he enter in? Rewatch this real quick. When he enters in it, you guys will be his meat shield.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because everyone else's stuff, not saying that his shit won't die, but they will die faster than his, so you guys are his meat shield right here.
Yeah, right there, number 12.
Yeah, so if you noticed when he entered in, that bar started moving a lot slower.
Yeah, it stopped and then it started going the other direction.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. And you guys are the meat shield while he's killing.
I wish I was in this battle, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But my garden looks nice, so I'm pretty stoked on that.
It's a long battle, though. I would definitely be countering. They're retreating. They're like, nope, we're done. Can't blame them, though. You can't really blame them.
Yeah. No, I would be doing the same thing. I love that retreat button. Fucking shit works.
Dude, yeah. This is the same one, or? Oh, it's different.
No, this is a different one. Oh, no, this is just one of the battles where we did good.
Yeah, they're retreating.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's probably the best thing they could have done is retreat.
Oh, yeah, no, that was a good one because everybody was like slow rolling it, and I just fucking flew. I just flew in, and I was like, I'm going to get some fucking points right here. And so I got like, I don't know, 700k kills or something. That was good.
Yeah, you could see that the right there, like, they only killed 183. That's the best thing they could have done is retreat.
Yeah, exactly. It was good. No, this one. Now we got a 961 actually.
Yeah,
961 next round 2.
Good luck.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna start spamming Discord right now to be like everybody needs to fucking be on for these tower battles. So I'm gonna make sure we got everybody ready to go.
All right, we're gonna keep moving forward. Congratulations on your win.
Yeah. No problem. Thanks, guys.
No problem.
Thanks,
we got 945 versus 780. 945 smacked them. 1042 versus 964, and 1042 smacked them. 1093 versus 1081, and yeah, they did 1093 did some damage. 1092 versus 1100, and 1092 took that win. Anyone here off tap life? Anyone here from any of these nations? These are newer nations. These are semi-newer nations. No? All right, we'll keep moving. Unknown. I'm not sure if unknown will talk. So 564 versus 495. 564 took that W. 395 versus 415. 415 took that win. 360 versus 429. 429 took that win. 406 versus 528. 406 took that win. Or was that before? Was that before and after? No. We already seen this one. Unknown, you here? No, she's not a big talker. Congratulations on all these wins here. Moving on. We're not talking about the Polar. We are not talking about Polar. I think we went through this one already. All right. Went through that one already. But we will watch the video. Can't have that video, that music. Man. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is a true fight. Look at this, guys. You seeing this? $50, 37 to 53. 56 to 37. Oh man.
Woody, I think we can only dream to get the numbers.
Yeah.
Even like the big dream.
Oh. Oh, that was close. Someone's Titans dropped and then another one came in to pick up the slack. Jesus, 39 to 62. 63. See, they should have already been retreating. Long time ago. Wow. What freaking nation is that? 379. Jeez. 379. Yeah, watch out for them. Jesus Christ, that was good shit. Good stuff right there. 1090 versus 1028. 8 versus 12. That's a good hit. GG on that. 1090 versus 1028. This is the outcome. So 1090 took that win. Okay, okay. Big hit. That's one. Well, I mean, that's 1.4 billion. It's not bad for these newer nations. All right, going into here. 869 versus 809. 869 took that win. 763 versus 844. 763 took that win. 822 versus 772. 822 won that one. 908 versus 905. 908 won that one. Let's look us through some of these reports. 15 to 39. It's not bad. What? You guys see this freaking SOS? That's a badass SOS right there. 2 million kills. Ooh. They should have seen that one. Another SOS. Man. Good SOS there. 27 to 29. Jeez. 5.6 million. Ooh. Ooh. Jeez. I want to see that again. So they lost students on that one. 858,000 or 52,000. They lost. Woohoo. I mean, don't get me wrong. You guys lost some too, but jeez. Big hits. Big hits. Another SOS. 2.7. Yo, 772. Slow down on the. You guys literally handed this war over, this void to them. Jeez. 15 to 36. That's a Brave Star switch right there. Not bad. Not bad. Congratulations, 822. They fought. They fought. All right, moving on. Dead spawn, 711. Good report, 23 to 6. Geez, 11 to 31. That's big numbers right there. 21 to 16. Wait, we went over this one already. Not bad. Went over them, that, this, these. Oh, now we're moving. All right. 982 versus 890 and 891. This looked like it was close, but boring. Jason, you in here? You there, Jason? Jason 23? Calling you out. 98. What was it? 982. All right, so this is an SOS. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Thunder Gun. SOS this guy. Killed 3.3 mil. Slaughtered and exterminate. Anyone got that the Panda exterminate yet? Where this would be what it was worth, that Panda. This number would be, what was it like? What was it, 25% more or 50% more? I forget. I forget what it was. Either way, not bad. Check out this report. 18 to 1, 6.7 to 30. Oh man, those are big numbers, guys. Big numbers. Check out 52s real quick. 4. Just eating them alive. Not bad. That's Striker. Jesus Christ. And then this one. That's not bad. Alright, let's keep moving. Alright. 717 versus 588. 717 took that win on that. This looks like they fought. They caught people. Look at this. In the billions. In the billions. Iron King or Purge. I know this is Purge's Nation. You guys here? Guess not. Alright, moving on. I think we went over these. Alright. 1206 versus 1207. 1206 won. 1208 versus 1212. 1208 won. 1213 versus 1209. 1213 took that win. 1210 versus 1211, and 1211 took that win. Was that Drew? I can't pronounce the name. I'm not going to butcher it. Any of these guys in here? Janura? Did I say it right? Janura? Janura? Janura, are you here? They are here. All right, well. Oh, duh. I just need to read it. That's my bad. Sorry, Janura. I don't have a mic. Was it Closed Nation? Okay. My bad, my bad, my bad. $425 points from the Eyed Raven. BIH 1.7. Not bad. I think we just went through that one. Slim Shady, you're up. 1146 versus 1135. 1146 took that win. 1079 versus 1154. 1154 took that win. 1152 versus 1160. 1152 won that one. 1153 versus 1097, and 1097 took that win itself. We have anyone? Let's check out some reports. Slim Shady, you here?
Yeah, buddy.
How'd it go?
It was pretty good. Had fun.
You guys fought, I can see, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, if we get the chance, we fight everybody. So. These guys,
Wait, is this your second nation?
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Okay, so you're in 2 nations. Okay.
Yeah, I put that one up in case you needed a scout on those other guys. I'm in 670 as well.
Okay. I remember playing you guys a long time ago when I first came into 736. Matter of fact, I think that was my first voyage.
Yeah, it's been a minute, but I remember. Yeah.
I am not looking forward to playing you guys now.
Do you not realize that we have kids to get to school?
Hey, Retap, you wanna Retap? Mute your mic. I don't want you to get in trouble. All right. So, real quick, did you have any like really big hits in there, or just a normal C1 and go?
Yeah, it was mostly that. Hey, this guy's down. You'd barely get it into chat, and 3 people would be smashing it. So it's a lot of that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really have time to set anything big up.
Right.
They had a really big C41.
Okay.
Decided to sleep. He slept for like the first 2 hours of void. We smashed the map, and then by the time he got on, we were all bubbled up. And
take it. That's...
I mean, not bubbled, not hiding, but
right.
Once he got on, there was nothing for him to attack. We cleaned our own nation out pretty well.
Not bad at
yeah,
all.
We may have gotten lucky based on that. That dude was super strong. We can, our whole alliance maybe can have beat him, but
really, wow.
His third plane, he had a purple third plane.
Okay. You guys are relatively.
He was a beast.
You guys are still relatively new, so you guys are still in the phase of 3 or 4 people might be able to take wins and stuff like that. Later on, it's important to get people online. But oh yeah,
we'll get there once we've only been around for a little over a year.
Yeah, you're right at that area where, you're gonna start seeing some. You're gonna start seeing some big people.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you guys got that cover. The score here, that's 2 billion lead. That's not bad. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, we were down a couple 100,000 at the start, and we just took the lead early and never let up.
Oh yeah, that's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. They got overconfident, and you took the advantage of that.
Oh, gas, no brakes.
Exactly. Congratulations on your win. We are going to keep moving now.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
No problem. 886 versus 1086. 1086 took that win. That's a big difference in numbers. That's 200 nations. 1020 versus 878, and looks like 1020 took that win. 986 versus 927, and 986 took that win. 8 to 7. That's basically almost a billion. That's a little over a billion. And then I can't tell about this last one, 975 versus 937. Which is 975 won that one. Let's see if we got a report here. Nasby right there, eating. 1 verse 29. That's a good hit. That's a good SOS right there. GG on that one, Nasby. People, I'm telling you now, when you see a single person come into a city and you got reinforcement and there's no one else coming in, that's an SOS. That's like 100% SOS. What you got to worry about is as soon as that battle's over, is seeing the other 50, 60 people flying in there. Mike, are you in here or no? All right, moving forward. All right, 10:02 or 11:02 versus 11:30. 11:30 took that win. 11:76 versus 11:33. 11:76 took that win. 11:09 versus 11:03. That's a close one. 11:03 took that win, and then 11:25 versus 11:39, and 11:25 won that one. Do we have any reports? We do not. Frago, you there?
Yeah, what's up?
How'd it go, man? I mean, looks like you guys had some action.
Tell you the truth, I only played the first couple hours and ended up finishing the top 30. But they need some help over there. I don't know if there's a civil war going on, but they were split up into like 3 alliances, and a lot was unbubbled, and anything else that unbubbled the rest of the time got zeroed. They were hiding in like far away flags and top alliance hiding in flags and stuff. Yeah, it was
flags.
Crazy. Yeah.
Oh my god! In flags.
Like all the elite mines were full. We were just killing everything we could.
And now, is that a lock nation?
No, we've battled them before. We spanked them before in a frenzy.
That was 11:33, right? 11:33.
I don't think it's locked.
It's not. Oh man. Ooh, this guy got hit hard.
Wish I had some reports, but
this guy, the 38 guy, hit hard. 6 million
yeah,
losses.
we smoked them.
Jeez.
They're 38.
It's kind of funny.
It was fun the first couple hours. That's all I had time for, but yeah, we went in and probably a quarter of the nation was still unbubbled and just killed everything.
Yeah, that's it's definitely not civil war going on there. If it was civil war, people this would all be bubbled still.
Yeah, well, they need to drop the 3 and move the 1 or 2.
Something. Wow. Wow. Well, congratulations on your win, brother.
Thanks, man.
No problem. All right. I think we've seen all these. Did we see all these right here? Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, we've seen these all from Molly. We got Dark Star here from. All right, so 1029 versus 1033. 1033 took that win. 1074 versus 894. And, 894 won that one. 1017 versus 984. And 984 won that one. 1090 versus 1020 something. And 1090 won that. Dark Star, you online?
Morning.
Hello.
So I just wanted to say this is my new nation and I'm super excited about it. I'm not quite strong enough to help out our super awesome whales, but we entered the kill event almost 1 billion down, and it was a struggle to find anyone to fight. They didn't even defend their open cities, and so we tried really hard, but we could not bring home the W.
Well, I mean, that's sometimes that's just what happens, But you did try.
We tried baiting them on our nation chat, and we did get a little bit of response, but they would not unbubble.
Well, you know what they say about that. I made a little blacklist room here. Right here. You can put, if they're just bubble and that's all they're going to do, just put that nation in here and say what they do. That way, other nations, when they play them, they can have a heads up of if this is going to be a fighting nation or do we need to go heavy in recruiting and force them to fight.
Hey, Woody, it's Boogie from 1038.
Hey, Boogie, how you doing, brother?
Good, man. I just don't understand these pussy nations that just sit there in domes and don't fight in this bloody game. Makes no sense to me at all. Like, what is the point in playing?
I don't know. I mean, I can understand like the second and third rank alliance. I can understand them, you know, because they're obviously and people that are in the second and third rank alliance that are in here don't take offense to this, but they're not at that point in the game to compete against other first ranked alliances. You know what I mean? Like maybe them fighting against second or third rank alliances, yeah, but never have your second rank alliance trying to fight another first rank alliance. That's hide your troops kind of deal. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean, man.
Yeah, it's just like you look at like 923, 896, us. There's some other good examples. Like we'll send on anything pretty well. Like this guy you're looking at, Iron. I think he dropped his shield for 5 seconds. And like, we're down to hit anything. So whatever we had, we just sent it, right?
Yeah, that's all it took right there. Those 5 seconds. Let me guess. You were watching the city, and the bubble dropped, and you said, "Go!"
Yeah, well, there was a couple cities that we really wanted to hit. One was a 39. This was the 40 because that's the fun part of this game. Yes. The second this guy gave us an opportunity, he got clapped.
He gave it.
And that's you. That's the fun part. Even this guy Savage, who's clearly not a Savage, he got smoked too. There was quite a few. Nation was pretty rough. I wasn't around all too much, but our biggest city, Matt, had some good fun there. 2 billion points, I think it was.
Jeez, yeah, he had fun. He definitely had fun.
Him and then Kent Addy, obviously, as you know.
Yeah, it's like.
But anyways, those nations that just don't fight, and they just sit there and hide and recruit a lead. Like, what the fuck is the point?
Well,
honestly,
add them to the blacklist and. So when like I said, when people are fighting that nation, they can just go like, okay, we're gonna have to recruit heavy. We're gonna have to do that because they're gonna just be bubbled. Force them to fight. They want to win.
No, absolutely.
People are gonna hate and love that room. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, like even at 894, when you hear about it, like you go to the other discords like Rotters or ours or something. If there's a member of that nation in there, like they're getting fucking roasted, like no question. And like this nation that we faced, I think it was 9.1 billion to 3.9 or something like that.
Jeez.
They need a lot of help.
Well, I mean, the tools are there. I mean, there's quite a bit of YouTubers out there that explain a lot of things. Even when Lumberg was here, that people can still go back to Lumberg's videos and learn a lot about this game. So, I mean, if they're not looking at videos to explain things, or if you have someone that is watching or in my lives or whatnot and talking and hearing these mega whales from successful nations and are not taking it in, I mean, they're doing that to themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, active nations is where it's at. That's where the most fun is. I mean, where you can catch a C40 and in 5 seconds and just hit them with whatever you got because you have the activity. That's the fun part, right?
Facts.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I was in that.
Was that?
I was in that C40 hit. It's Kent Daddy. I was in that C40 hit. What happened? We were watching their hive, and somebody had pinged like he's hunting zombies, so he came online, and so we had somebody drop a shield, and that city sent an SOS on a empty city, and we got like 18 people in about like 5 seconds. But he was sending an SOS to open his boxes, but we hit him, so we got his boxes open. He just lost a lot.
You guys,
C40 for sale. C40 for sale.
That was about 3:30 a.m. my time, like one of our least active times. So we just pinged it and hoped everybody sent that was on.
Yeah, hey man, they showed up, and that's what matters. I mean, surviving units 801. Did you double tap them or no?
No, because he SOS empty city, so he bubbled quick once he realized he was getting hit.
Hey Woody, their president, I think his name was Nate. Ken can talk to this guy, but that guy got clapped. I think he lost, I don't know, probably over 2 million troops. That guy just kept getting smoked.
Yeah.
And he kept going, huh?
Anyways, my point is, if you're in a nation, please fight. Like, stop being boring. Just enjoy the game, fight, lose some troops. Who cares? Recruit some more.
Yeah, recruit more. Like, no, I hear you, man. Trust me, I hear you. Or get some void potions.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever you need, I guess. Anyway, thanks for the live, Woody. We'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Thank you. 564. There's a battery report against 495 right here. 34 to 23. They ate that in 495 quite a bit. And then another one, 35 to 37. Wow, that's a big hit. 7 million troops. 0 lost though. 0 lost. So I mean, a lot of wounding, a lot of healing. A lot of healing. Did we go through this one already? We did. This is you guys. Alright. Alright. We got 1094 against 1095. 1094 won that one. 1143 versus 1119. And it looks like 1119 won that one. 1132 versus 1118. And 1132 won that one. 1114 versus 1085. And 1114 won that one. Let's see the report.
You made it.
You made it. Is this your nation?
I'm so good. Go back to bed again.
Oh. I don't think that's right. Let her go back to sleep, man. Let her sleep. Alright, this is a good hit, though. 1 versus 14 in 1094. Good SOS right there. 1.6 million kills. Alright, Johnny Ringo, you were up. I think we were already talking about this one. League God was on it. Good hit. Good win right there. Alright, moving on. Johnny, here's a hit. 20 to 36. Jeez. Yeah, that's a big hit. Big hit. Look at this SOS. He pretty much ate all their troops. Freaking League God. Wait a minute. Okay, it's the same. Okay, he did it twice. Alright, here's another one right here. 856 versus 778. 856 took that win on that one. 764 versus 751. 764 won that one. 838 versus 872, and 838 won that one. 914 versus 808, and 914 won that one. Let's check out this report from MJ. 11-14, that's a good hit right there. Good team battle. Killed 2.5 out of 5 million, so half those troops are, well, I would say dead, but they're healed by now. Good hit. MJ, anyone in these nations here? Anyone here from these nations? All right, moving forward. All right. 1080 versus 1066. 1080 took that win. 1061 versus 1148. 1061 took that win. 1163, 1098. 1098 won that one. 1128 versus 1166, and 1166 won that one. Let's check out this video we got going on here. This was an SOS versus 9. Okay. Quite a bit of them in there. He is eating. I love watching that bar. There's reinforcements coming in, but he's still eating. Officer skills and breakthroughs are going. They're at max. Jeez. Oh. Still eating. Still eating. And there's a sixth. Still eating. He's slowing down. He's slowing down, but he's still eating. Nope, nope. There it is. Oh, he's. Oh, yeah. Then that was it right there. Had of been. Yeah. Only so many troops. But still, he ate. Check out this next one. Where's the battle? Here we go. Fairly even. It's right there in the middle. Troops are dying fast. 7-8. Here comes more reinforcements. Ooh. Ooh. Titan drops. Game over. Game over. Nice hit. Nice hit. Nice hit. Congratulations on the winners here. You didn't win that one, but you still did fight, so that's good news. All right, moving forward. This one we already seen. That was a good SOS right there. Slaughter and exterminate. Mr. Vegeta lost 1 million troops. Holy cow! And that's it. We have any questions? Hold on, we have someone here. Sapusa is asking to check out the news globe from 1318. So let's check out the 1318. It's asking what we think about it. So 1318. That's not the newest globe, but we'll check it out. Let's check it out. 25s, 24s, 22s. Okay, okay. So this is your spender right here. Is it's 25. Debo Lee is he's spending on his officers. Okay, okay. And this is going to be the whale. Okay, so if Old Wolf is listening, focus on your officers first, then your Titans, and last your warplane. Got to get that officer. You got to get those officers up first. You're all in the same alliance. Well, top 6. I'm looking at the officers. I'm sorry, that's my bad. You guys are a little split up. I mean, this is a brand new nation, so they still even had their in-nation void yet, so that's not bad. That's not bad. The real question is how do you compare in your globe now? Oh, I can't even see it. So we'll check out 10, 17, and we'll see what their top player is. So they got 28s. So you guys are about average, right where you should be. It's not bad. No island. Oh, he does have some island. How new is this? So I got level 5 freaking boxing. 28.
Probably a few weeks old.
Yeah, it can't be that old. So I got 1.9. Okay. For a few weeks old, that ain't bad. 1.9 at 26. You guys remember what event was the electrocution thing? The zapping thing, Ojinger?
The Titan event. Titan and officers.
That's what it is. Yeah. It's been so long since I've seen it, but I always have liked that skin. Not that the actual frame. Always liked that one. I don't got it though. All right.
Yeah, it's crazy. They run those events now, like on like day 2, 3.
Jeez. Jesus. All right, we do got another one here. 619 versus 343. 619. They won. They won. 581 versus 405. 581 took that win. 351 versus 635, and 351 won that one. And 431 versus 357, and 431 won that one. Planet. You guys have a lot of battles over there or no? Oh, can't talk. I should be reading these before I talk, right? He specifically says I can't talk. Oh, man. 667 versus 831. 831 won that one. 823 versus 805, and 823 won that one. 833 versus 700, and 833 beat 700. 1111, no surprise, versus 807, and 1111 took that win. Yeah, that's no surprise whatsoever. Here's SMK. If you got a mic, feel free. You can talk. Here's a good hit right here. 1 versus 10 killed 644. Probably should have used an SOS on that one. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. He's only lost 90,000. That ain't too bad. It's not bad. I was thinking he lost more. 4 versus 5. Good eat right there. And there it is. So I believe is 1111 still undefeated?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
They 896 beat him in void.
Because I remember we were talking about what was it last head state that they were going against each other, right? Yeah, I remember that now.
But I don't think they've lost in any other kill events.
I mean, they got a
besides one.
They got a real good record. I mean, what can you say?
We're undefeated in void in 1176 too.
1176 undefeated.
In void, yeah, we've only lost 2 frenzies. We can't. We don't have a 41. We can't play in the towers when we face 41s in frenzy.
Yeah, that's
not worth it.
I mean,
we always lose by pretty much the tower amount of points.
So how do you end up winning them then, or you just don't even bother?
I mean, we try, obviously. I mean, but you lose a couple of big battles in the towers, you just kind of give up on them and just let them take them, and then they bubble up. The 41 nations up by us they're disciplined. They're good.
They're boring, is what you're saying.
Well, no, I mean they'll fight, but once they take a lead, they bubble up and.
That sucks. That sucks. Just wait till they just fight because we're fighting.
Yep.
Once they figure out that troops were meant to die. My poor boy Hellfish here, man. All right, guys. I think we're gonna end the live here. I need to get to sleep. It's 10 o'clock, so I think we're gonna end it here. You guys, satisfied with all the voids that happened?
Yeah, and rest well, Woody.